evening, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Glad you're here. Axel says I'm playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I'll just lurk. No worries at all. No worries. Is it pretty fun? I meant to play that game, but just never have. Are you getting sick? I was slightly sick for like the latter half of last week, but I'm getting better. So, but I appreciate that. Yeah, still have like that little bit of a cough every now and then, which is not fun. It's like the worst part about being sick, I feel like, is that residual, after the fact kind of thing where it's just sticking around and it's kind of frustrating, but oh well, it is what it is. All right, well, we're gonna jump straight into it because tonight, if you are over on YouTube, you will have seen that this is the last episode we are going to be spending time on episode stream. This is the last time we're going to be spending time on stream going over the game jam. So yeah. So we're gonna try and get through the rest of the stuff, and I'm gonna kind of go over a little bit of what I've done off stream just to help minimize the amount of time we would need on stream so we can actually finish tonight. It's gonna happen. I know I've been saying that for the past couple streams, but it's actually gonna happen tonight. So, Axel says it's just a 3v4 Dead by Daylight with bigger maps. Oh, okay. I'm absolutely horrible at Dead by Daylight, so maybe I won't play it. Maybe there's a different game I was thinking of. I can't think of what it would be. Like in that same vein. I don't know, I wasn't thinking that it was a 3v4. Or a 4v1 or whatever, however you consider that. Now I can't think of what it was. I thought it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but maybe it's a completely different game. Cool. Sounds like a good time. Well, yes. So tonight we're gonna finally finish this project. It has taken a little over 2 times longer than I thought. I was figuring day 1, 2, and 3 was gonna be all we needed, and then it turned into 4, 5, and 6, and now we're gonna be doing day 7. So, I overestimated what I would be capable of doing in 3 days. / I ended up doing a lot more with the project than I anticipated doing in those 3 days. So, that was kind of on me. I may have pushed things a little bit further than they should have or needed to go, but like I said, we're getting there. We're almost there. We are so close. Let me just pull this up really quick. We're going to pull up the lemonade on Main Street right here. There we go. Computer fans are like freaking out. Just had to make sure it wasn't exploding. Okay, so let's see here. Hide the weather. Cool. It's fun. It's all about communication. And maybe that's why I'm so bad at those games, is because I don't know them well enough. Or at least specifically Dead by Daylight. I don't know the maps or the characters well enough at all to know what I should be communicating with people. So I feel like I'm just kind of that, I'm that person that the only thing I'm like useful for is I'm like, tell me which way I should go, which generator I should turn off, and I will go do that one. All right, Windows, you gotta stop being so stupid. I know you can't see because it's showing like just below the screen here, but I like hover over Microsoft Edge because that's what I use for like all of my development stuff. It's not what I use for anything else. I don't know why I'm using Edge specifically, but anyway, I'm like hovering over Edge. It shows me both my YouTube and my Twitch chat windows, and then I've got my Trello board window, and I would then hover over that and click on it, and it wouldn't pull up. I had to Alt Tab. I don't get how Windows can be as old as it is, and it is still so buggy. You'd think things like tab switching would be a thing that would be super easy for them to figure out by now, but oh well. Let's see here. Cool Man Shield 69. Welcome. Glad you're here. What game gets my name put in the credits? What game? Oh, like what mana? Like what thing? Is that what you're meaning? Or are you meaning which game does your name get put in the credits for? All clarifying questions. Autumn underscore falls underscore today says, oh wait, that's right, we decided on Autumn underscore says, hello, popping in for an undeterminate amount of time. No worries at all. I was kind of surprised to see your name pop up. I was like, hold up now. Well, welcome. Glad you're here. You can be here for the little bit of me explaining how we are definitely going to get through the rest of this project by the end of the day. The second one, crap. What was the second one I said? Which game it goes into? I think that's what the second one was. So in the credits, that one is specifically for the Tomb of Versilius, so the larger game that we are working on. If you would like your name put into our Game Jam game, the Lemonade on Main Street or Lemonade on Elm Street, whatever we decide to call it, if you would like your name put in there, I think for anyone who puts in a Lemonade order, so if you're over on the Discord, I posted, there's a new channel in there for the Lemonade on Main Street, and you can put in as many as you would like. So for anyone who has put in their orders, if you would like to put in more orders, feel free to put in as many orders as you would like, because I want to have them I want to have it feel as random as possible. So if you have other Lemonade orders you want to put in, feel free to put them in there. But I feel like probably what I'm going to do is anyone who puts in a Lemonade order, then I'll put your name in the credits as well as like a special thanks. So if you would like your name in the credits, then yeah, feel free 100%. And then I will probably put your name in as it appears on Discord. So whatever your username is, I should probably actually clarify this. But for anyone who is here, if you've put in an order and if you want your name to appear differently, you can either just DM me or post in that channel and just be like, hey, put my name as this in the special thanks or something like that. Whatever you would like. So Axel says we're able to talk to the entire lobby before match. The 4 victims were talking, trash talking and saying, y'all won't ever find this. Only one escaped, but I personally hit each of them 1 time. Very nice. Way better than I ever do in games like that. I went my deranged caveman orders in there, definitely. Wait, I want my deranged caveman orders in there, definitely. They're definitely going in there. I swear they definitely are. I did it. I think the one I did was funny. Well, wait, are you the one that did the, now I'm trying to remember. Were you the one that did the like hint at the duck asking for grapes? Because if so, that was funny. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit all that text in there. Because it is a very small area that I have to fit the text in. But yes, I do really like that. I like the small dropped hint at it. It's a good time. But anyway, yeah. So if you would like your name in the credits, then I will be putting everyone's names who put in the orders into the credit. So if you feel so inclined. But yes, so for the actually redeeming that whole name in the credits, that one will be for Tomb of Versilius as like as a special thanks. So yeah, so I don't know. It was one of those random things that I was like, what on earth could we possibly use the channel points for? And so I threw it in there like that, and maybe no one really cares. But I figured it would be maybe a fun thing for people to start working up to. So we'll see. We will see. You can remove whatever you want. I don't care. Well, I will try to keep at least the beginning of it. And maybe we can implement the rest of it somewhere else. So we're gonna see what we can do with it. But yeah, I do like that one. It was a very funny one. All right, so let's really quickly go over the things that I kind of took care of off stream, so everyone's caught up, and then we'll talk about the things we're going to implement tonight. And yeah, should be a good time. So first things first, there were a few bugs that I went through and was able to fix, got them working. Most of the bugs stemmed from extra features I had added. So let me just come in here really quick. We're going to turn on B. So this should just take us straight to the game. Go. So the first thing that I did was I made it so both sides of the sidewalk could be coming up or down the sidewalk. Because originally the person on the far side of the sidewalk was only going up, and the person on the bottom side of the sidewalk was only coming down. So now I've made it so they can randomize back and forth. I've also made it so that, let me just get through this order really quick, just in case that person starts coming up. Serve. Yeah, I know. The other thing that I added was I made it so that this second person, if this person is not currently ordering, they can come over and start ordering as well. And that created all sorts of bugs that I was not anticipating at all. Like some I were, some I was, some I wasn't. Because this person, when they were walking, used to go behind this person when this person was ordering, which was not great. But I have since fixed that, and yeah, it took all sorts of ridiculousness of like, you know, making sure that everything was actually going to work out correctly. Because like, you know, if I do this, right, and I get the order ready to go, and then this person gets really close, and I say serve, I probably waited for too long. Yeah. Anyway, I had to go in and put a whole bunch of logic of like, if this person's crossing the sidewalk, don't run out there yet because you'll run in front of him and weird things will happen and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, so yeah, so that was that. I made it so that 2 people could be ordering instead of just the 1 person. So hopefully it feels a little bit more natural, and hopefully we'll also get more orders during the day. Let's see, walk in different directions. I also finished up the post-day screen. So if we come back over here, I will kind of show that off. Let's have it set the time to be 7. We'll just go with 7:50, I guess. Oh, that's right. I don't know where or when I would have done this. Okay, turn on time running. Oh, this is a new bug that I have accidentally introduced. So the switch time running gets turned on. Time. Start other events is off. 16. What is 16? Start other events is on. I don't know what start other events is. Oh, and it turns on start other events. Okay, I have no idea what that is or why I implemented it. But we'll see what happens. Well, I'm gonna get rid of that and just see what happens. Let's see here. Loki, evening. Glad you're here. Welcome. Hopefully you've had a great weekend so far. And how was the rest of your week as well? I'd ask for gambling so I can gain and lose points at a faster rate. But there are only 2 people watching. That's fair. I support gambling. I want to gamble 10,000. That's a lot of gambling. That's a lot of gambling. I was thinking about suggesting gambling on whether you complete your daily goals or not. Huh. I don't know how I would implement that, but I'm sure I could figure it out. I'm assuming that other people have that implemented, so I could watch some of their streams and get that figured out. Yeah, so you need a lot of people for that type of gambling then? Because I don't know. I'm not much of a live stream watcher, and so I don't really know. Again, this is kind of the problem with me trying to implement different channel perks, is I'm just like, I don't know what would be good because I don't watch other channels, so who knows? Okay. Okay, well, obviously that turned off the people. I don't know why that is, but anyway, so post-day screen. I don't think I had even the rest of this post-day screen done at the end of last stream, so a lot of this will probably... Actually, no, I think I had started. Now I don't remember. Let me come in here and check this really quick. Lazarla, welcome. Hello, glad you're here. How's your weekend going? Yeah, let's just set this to 7:59 so we're not waiting forever for it to get to that screen. And then, wait, oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna check and see. So on day 5, great weather system, satisfaction system, make orders actually pay. Okay, and then on day 6, I probably should have separated this so it wasn't the same day so I could actually remember what we had done before and what we hadn't. I want to say we started implementing the next day functionality. And I think we got like barely into it. And then we had to stop because I had to pee because I had drank so much water. So anyway, so the next day functionality, yes. So we finally have it. So it shows how much you've earned in sales that day, how much you earned in tips that day. It shows how much you spent in supplies making drinks. And then it'll tell you what your revenue is. You'll be in the red if you earned 0 or less than 0, and then in the black if you've earned more than, well, a penny or more than that. It'll tell you what your total savings is, so $10 out of $5,000. And then we also have the stand popularity meter, so it'll tell you what your percentage is at, and then it's got a bar graph here to show you how popular your stand is. And so basically the way that it will work is if you mess up people's orders too much, if you charge too much for drinks, it goes down. And if you do well, like with people's drinks, if you get them right, like the more you get them right, and if you charge less for drinks, then it goes up. I want to eventually implement it to where the higher it is, the more likely people will stop to order, and the lower it is, the less likely people are to stop an order. But I think right now the only thing I have implemented is if the stand popularity ever hits 0, then you lose, because your stand is so unpopular that no one's ever going to come buy a drink from you, and you'll never be able to make enough money. And yeah, so that's all that is right now. But eventually I do want to add it so that people will it actually determines how often people will actually stop at your stand. Lazarla says, oh, let's see, wait, what do we got here? Coolman Chill 69 says, does the game end when you reach the goal? Not yet. That is one of the things we're going to be implementing tonight. Going good. Only one more day of work before my friend gets here. Very nice. That's exciting. She lands at 3:30 on Tuesday. AM or PM? So that'd be a very early morning if it's AM. Interesting hiccup happened in the house cleaning though. Oh, what happened? Spill the beans. I want to hear it. Jesse says, hello, Moon Man. Hello, Jesse. Welcome. Glad you're here. Pull up a chair. How was your weekend? We're just going over the post-day report, so I got that all finished up off stream, which is probably a good thing because I ran into some very weird mathematical issues with all of the adding and subtracting and multiplying and all the weird stuff. I'm sure I made it more complicated than it actually needed to be, but in the end we got it, so yeah. The ceiling tiles in the guest room fell down and more were very loose. That, I don't know if I'd say that's so much a hiccup as it is a danger, but glad you're okay. Glad you're alive. Glad you're here unconcussed. That sounds absolutely horrifying. Huh. Well, I guess on the bright side, the ones that are loose but haven't fallen yet, you can hopefully tighten them, maybe? Secure them a little bit more. Coolman Chill says, somewhat important, can you lose total savings? Yes, you can. Yes. So if your supplies are ever greater than, like if the amount of money you spent on supplies ever outweighs your amount you made on sales and tips, you've lost that money. So yes, you can lose the savings. You do also have to use your savings to be able to purchase stuff, which we're going to go over here in just a second. Autumn__ says, I think I might stick around for a bit, but just watching the background, playing Fallout 1 right now. That is a good time. I've only played Fallout 1 for maybe like 20-ish minutes, but I do remember it was a fun introduction, and then I put it down and never picked it up again. So that does sound like a good time. Lazarla says, it was when we were all out of the house. Okay, that's fair. Didn't even notice until I went in to clean. Okay, well, that's good that you weren't in there actively when they fell. That is much better. Coolman Chill says, I'm going to stay as long as I can to get the 10,000 mana goal. I can make it so the game never ends. Well, I mean, both you and Autumn__ are racing toward that goal. So, and just so you know, it's not like if one person buys it, then it's just gone forever. But yeah. Autumn is also on the way to that 10K. I can make it so the game never ends. Well, it will end eventually, because you do have a deadline. So we're actually going to go over that here in just 1 second. Just 1 second. Loki says, I mean, I have 10.1K. Sheesh. I guess that makes sense though, Loki. You have been here since the beginning, so it would make sense that you have a ton of mana. So, well, there you go. You're all sorts of hopped up on mana. Lazarla says, but yeah, me and my mom had to bust out the ladder and pull down the rest of them. Then I swept and mopped. Yeesh. Well, again, glad that you were not in the room when it happened. Sucks that it happened at all, but better for it to have, the attention be called to it early than, you know, when it's a less opportune time. I know, yeah, Lo can get it already. That's crazy. Jesse says, good, managed to make some progress in the Guinea game. Very nice. I decided as a self-birthday gift, I was going to let myself focus solely on that for the month of April. That is an absolutely fantastic birthday gift. That's the kind of adult birthday gift that I feel like I can get behind. Yeah, for many years now, anytime I'm asked like, what do you want? It's just like, I just want some time. I want to be able to focus on some things of my own that, you know. So anyway, __ says, I can attest one of the reasons I hopped on the stream was to maintain my watch streak, which is like 450 points right now. And if I missed it this time, I'd miss it next time as well. So that's 900 points down. Well, gotta keep it up. Either way, I'm glad that you're here. And Coolman Chill says, I'm so behind. I only have 90 mana. Well, just takes a little bit of time. I can't remember how often does it give mana? Is it like every 20 minutes, 30 minutes that it gives like the extra mana? I know that it's like slowly generating over time, but isn't there like a bonus like every like 20 or 30 minutes or something like that? I think. And Jesse says, right, like I don't want stuff. If I wanted stuff, I'd buy it. That is kind of the problem with being an adult. You can't really get gifts anymore, like physical gifts. You're just like, well, like if something that I want or need, I'm just gonna buy it anyway. So why would I wait for my birthday, right? And then you get into the whole. I try not to let myself think like this too much, but sometimes my mind does go there where it's like, you know, because like my wife is a stay-at-home mom, which is absolutely fantastic, absolutely love it. But if she ever buys me a gift, there is like that small part of my brain that's sitting there of just like, so she spent our money to get you a gift. Then it's like, well, no, it's the fact that she got me a gift and my brain is still just like, yeah, but you could have spent that money on other things. Like you don't need that. Yeah. Being an adult is weird when it comes to gifts and birthdays. So, I'm glad that you were able to give yourself some time this month to work on stuff a little bit more. Autumn __ says 10 every 5 minutes. Oh, well, 30 every 15 if you click. All right, that's fair. Every 10 or 15 minutes, a green box shows up in the place of the points. You have to click on it to get 50. Fair. And 50 is the base value. I get 60 from the 1.2 sub multiplier. There we go. Robbie with his gifting coming in clutch. Coolman Shield 69 says, if I could buy stuff, I'd get a chance plushie from Makeshift, but I can't, and my mom thinks it's a untrustful source. Oh. Well, that's not good. I don't think I've ever heard of Makeshift. You may need to just explain what Makeshift is. It says, yeah, that's a bit of... there's a bit of that too with my wife, though she's a freelance artist, so it's more like you have such oh my goodness, I am so sorry. You have such an unstable income. Don't throw it at crap for me. On the plus side, there is now cake in the fridge. There you go. Yeah, and that is a little bit more difficult, especially like if it's income, but like it's unstable. You're just like, well, I don't want you spending money to get stuff for me. Like, don't even worry about it. So yeah. On the bright side, time is free, but limited. So, giving any type of extra time, better gift than any material thing could ever be. Coolman Chill said, I think that's what it is. I don't know what it is, though. From a Makeshift. I'm gonna have to look that up. Lazarla says, my mom used to say she would only give her info to Amazon. Don't trust anywhere else. Then she found Etsy. Yeah. There's very few sites where I will actually go on and put in my own personal, like, my email, my address, credit card information, and stuff like that. It's like there's very, very few places that I will actually put that information on. There's so many random sites that sell just like random t-shirts, and I'm just like, who's putting their credit card information in these random websites? Like, how are these people staying afloat? It just seems so sketchy. I don't like it. I don't like it. And Cool Man Chill says, sorry, not makeshift, makeship. It's a company that works with hundreds of thousands of people to make plushies. Oh, okay, makeshift. Okay. I was like, I don't know what makeshift. I don't know what that means. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, if they work with hundreds of thousands of people, it should be all right. I hope. Maybe. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway. All right, so that is the summary screen, the post-day report. You can move on to the next page, and this will tell you how soon, or it's going to tell you if anything is expiring at the end of the day. So, like we've said before, the fruits will last a week. So anything that is 7 days old, if you haven't used it by then, it will expire, and it'll be gone, and you'll have to buy more. The ice expires every day because it just melts. And then you've got the order page. So the order page, I think we were kind of building this out last stream. Now I do not remember at all. This week has just been this past week has been an absolute nightmare. So anyway, so just for anyone who hasn't seen it, or if maybe, I want to say I had some of this working, but now I don't remember at all. Anyway, so yeah, so you've got these 3 sections. You got your cups, your fruits, your add-ins. Click on the cups. You can see how many of each cup you have. You can purchase 1 or 10. There is no discount for purchasing more. It's just to make it so you're not clicking every single time you want to buy a cup. You just click once, you get 10 cups. Same thing with the fruits. It'll tell you how many servings you have. Yeah, so you can purchase more servings, 1 at a time or 10 at a time. And then you get your add-ins, you've got your sugar, and you've got your ice. One thing that I also did change, I think I'm actually still working on changing it, is the fruits. You'll notice that it says servings, and that is because for every cup size larger, it takes an extra serving of fruit. So like if you do a small, it's 1 serving of lemons. If you do an extra large, it's 4 servings of lemons. So the larger they order, the more it's going to cost you to make it, but the more you can charge for that cup of drink. So anyway, so you will have to make sure that you have multiple servings of things just in case people order larger drinks. You have more servings to go around. So anyway, so that is the ordering screen, and then you've got the excuse me, and then you've got the start day screen. I still need to add like something that has like tomorrow's forecast or something like that, but anyway. We're back. Anyway, this is tomorrow's forecast. So it'll tell you what the low will be, the high will be, and it'll tell you what the weather should be. I say should be, it's what the weather will be. So low of 64, high of 80, it's gonna be sunny, and yeah, and then that's the end. You can go back if you need, if you're like, oh, I forgot to order this thing, or I need to check my daily report again, and you go to the end, and then you can click start day, and there you go, then you're starting the day. And I need to figure out why people in the cars aren't working. I think the people in the cars aren't working because pretty sure start other events. Yes. So I was trying to implement a pause screen. It was not working well just because of the way that I've set up all the events. And so we're going to turn that off because that's just not going to work. So get rid of all of that on these fine events over here. Cars and the people. Cool. Okay, so yeah, that is the post-day screen that I finished getting set up. The customer satisfaction stuff I got all working. The making the fruits expire thing. Let's see, and then implementing next day functionality. There wasn't a whole lot to that. It was quite literally just like, you know, when I came in here, hey, there we go. There's all the people in the cars. So basically, I just made it so that at the very end, when you click start day, it will just make sure to reset variables here. So like change your sales to 0, your tips to 0, your orders to 0. It'll proceed to the next day. So now you're on June 2nd instead of June 1st. And yeah, so that's really all the next day functionality was. Let's see, make second person order. Yes, I did that. And then there was a bug with the first person showing under the second person ordering when the second person was ordering. Weird bug we got through. And then, last but not least, I finally got a rough intro, but it is an intro. It's rough, but it's an intro. So I will come in here. We will get rid of this turn on self switch B, and then you can kind of see what the intro looks like. So here we go. Let's pull this up. So just kind of, oh dear heavens. That's not, that is not what I wanted to see at all. Okay. Now I remember. Now I remember the half reason why I needed to have that switch and the other reason why I didn't. I did initially use this switch for the pause screen, and then I forgot that I started using that because of the intro scene. Okay. So turn on phone UI, turn on time running, and then turn on start other events. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to still keep this switch on because this will actually keep these people and cars from animating when it's trying to do the intro. Sorry about that. We are going to we're gonna jump in very soon. Gotta turn all these back on. Go. We're going to get rid of this whole if statement because we don't want to say if it's off, because if it's off, then it's not going to be spawning people. And let's just set it to 7:30 so we can kind of show off that post-day screen. So we can get at least one order in before the end of the day. Okay, there we go. Now let's jump into this. Oh man, let's see. Okay, Cool Man Chill says it gets a bit worse because it's like $30. That is quite a bit for a plushie. If it's a good plushie though, I'd say $30. I mean, it's expensive, but as long as it's nice, it's like custom plushies too, right? Yeah, fair price for non-mass produced stuff. Yeah. So if it's like a more custom thing, then I would say $30. Yeah, that's not bad at all. But I can see how that's sketchy to someone. Yeah, and it's definitely not for. I mean, I personally would not spend $30 on a plushie unless there was something really cool about it. But yeah, I can definitely understand that. I would pay for it myself, but I don't think they would let me because I asked for it for my birthday and they said no. That sucks. I'm sorry. Let's see. Lazaro says this game kind of reminds me of a Flash game called Coffee Shop. It was really fun. I spent a lot of time with it as a kid. Well, there we go. I'm hoping that the funness factor will be hopefully high on this one. Hopefully. Not as much as Jack Smith though. I don't think I ever played that one. I think it's better with the people and cars in the title screen. Well, they will be in the title screen. Well, we could put them in the title screen eventually. We would just have to make sure that we turn on that switch. But yeah, it's just that they weren't scaling correctly because I'm zooming out, but it's not actually zooming out. It's just to make it look like it's zooming out. So we'd have to fix that if we did go that way. Jesse says, I'll take 6 servings of lemons. I'll keep the overflow in my pocket. That's fair. So 4 servings of lemons in the drink with 2 on the side. Perfect. All right, here we go. This is what the intro is supposed to look like. So it's just kind of like zoom out, shows Moonwood Games presents, powered by MV. I don't know if this is necessarily needed in the event that I will be submitting this to the Game Jam, but I figured it'd be kind of fun anyway. So here's the general gist of the storyline. So it is June 1st, 2007. And we're pleased to inform you that you have been accepted to the 2007 to 2008 school year at Verk University. Fall semester begins on September 1st, 2007. Please ensure all fees are paid in full before the beginning of the semester. Tuition is $2,500. Room and board is $1,500. Supplies is $750. Fees $250. Total $5,000. Not anywhere even close to what would be accurate, but Oh man, here we go. Cheap viewers, huh? Well, and ban. Okay, so anyways, yes, that's the general idea is you've been accepted to the university and you just need to get money to be able to pay for it. And it tells you exactly how much you need, which is, that's how you know it's a work of fiction, is that it's actually telling you exactly how much to the dollar amount that it's going to require for you to attend this university for a year. So anyway, and the fact that supplies are only $750, that is very much not accurate. So anyway, so here we go. Then you pull out your phone because you're so excited you're gonna send a text. And it says, hey mom, you'll never guess what came in the mail today. I got accepted to Verk University. Okay, where are you getting the money to pay for it? I'm running a summer lemonade stand. Lemonade to pay for university? Yeah, right. I think I can do it. Sure, text me when you make enough selling lemonade to pay for a year at university. That'll defy my expectations. I'm sure I can make it. Okay. I love you, Mom. Okay. Can't tell. She's kind of a bitch. Anyway, so it's supposed to be your mom does not believe in you, but you're going to prove her wrong and defy her expectations. And then there we go. It's a very janky, not great at all logo, but I don't know. I was just like, I feel like I need something to be like the name of the game, Lemonade on Main Street, or something else, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, and then it pops up, and then it starts going along. So that's the intro. Now I did decide, I was like, we probably need some kind of tutorial on how to make this work. So anyway, so the idea is, the person walks up to the stand, and if it's the first person ever ordering, it will have like a little arrow pointing to where you should click. So, you click on the extra large, and then they've requested limeade. That's the furthest I got in the actual arrows. If they had requested lemon, it would actually be showing on lemon, but yeah. So anyway, so we do need to finish out the tutorial to kind of show how to assemble a drink. But so we'll assemble the drink, yada, yada, yada. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, someone had mentioned they thought it would be great to be able to see how much it's costing you to actually like assemble the drink. So I put this little cost here, show that so far it's costing 50 cents worth of stuff. So yeah, so that's what we got there. It's costing you 50 cents so far. I also added it so that it shows you how much you have of each ingredient. So I've got 10 sugar, and if I were to hover over the 3 tablespoons, it says I've got 10 out of 3. So I only need 3. Click on that, uses all 3, yada, yada, yada. Same thing with the ice, and it did the same thing with the cups and the flavoring as well. So that way you have like a better idea how much it's actually going to, if you actually have enough stuff to make the drink. Anyway, so yeah, so then you can kind of get a good idea. Perhaps going on with my computer fans. Then you have a kind of a good idea, hopefully, for determining, okay, this is costing me 58 cents to make, and then you can kind of determine how much or how little you want to charge for that. So, and there we go. And then you've got the meter right here that's slowly going down. I tried to make it very slow so that it doesn't actually, hopefully doesn't fill anyone with anxiety to watch it go down, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, then we'll serve. There we go. I'd ask for you to remake it, but I guess the lower price helps. So yeah, so if you ever get the drink wrong, if you put the price lower, then they won't be as upset. They'll still be upset, but they won't be as upset. Anyway, yeah, so there we go. And then I just realized the clock down here is doing some weird things. I don't know why, but apparently it is 4:44 o'clock. So that's fun. I don't know what's going on there. What? Let's put you back down here to 5. So it's 7:51. We'll see what happens. Okay, so it should get to 8, and then it should stop. Because 8 o'clock is basically, that's your cutoff, right? So 8 o'clock is when you're done for the day. So as soon as it hits 8, it stops. I could have it keep counting, but I'm like, you know what? It'll sit at 8. So if you're in an order, you can still finish up the order. You can't sit here indefinitely because their timer is slowly but surely going down. So we're just going to do a small cherry lemonade. Make it really cold and really sweet. You got it. Really sweet and really cold. And we'll just kind of go up a little bit, maybe like all the way. And we'll serve that. I'll need to take out a second mortgage to afford these drinks. Yeah, the whole $3. All right, and there we go. Then we got our post day. So you got our stand popularity that went up 0.85%. We got our sales, which was $6.84. Our tips, which was 90 cents. Our supplies was 81 cents. Is that right? I thought we made 2 drinks. That might still be incorrect. I'm going to check on that. But anyway, so it should tell you how much you spend in supplies. So you got revenue of $6.35. There we go. Fantastic. Come over here. Our ice cubes are melting. And then I just have to make sure that, you know, I order some more cups and some more fruit and some more sugar and some more ice. Cool. And tomorrow's going to be 61 with a highest 84, cloudy. Start day. And there we go. And then you're just on day 2 and you're doing your day and stuff is great and people are walking along the paths and they'll occasionally stop by and order a drink. So, yeah. All right, cool. There we go. Holy smokes. What do we got going on here? Let's see. Cool Man Chill says, I think it looked fine. It did look all right. They were just a little bit off, so yeah. I will have to change it just a little bit if we do have them kind of in the intro showing. Have you ever heard of Papa's Pizzeria, like the Flash game on Cool Math Games? I have heard of that one. I never played it. I'm pretty sure my wife has told me about it, but yeah. Yes, the bot band, exactly. Those freaking bots, they keep coming back. I got a new update posted for the virtual arcade. I'm gonna have to go check that out. You're trying to think about the units, oh my gosh, what are they actually called? They're not the consoles. Video game boxes? I don't know why. The cabinets, that's what they're called. The cabinets are looking so good, Loki. So good. You said a naughty word. Or I think you did. I did. Well, I mean, she's not a great, I'm trying to convey in very small amounts that she's not a great mom. And so you're like, I'm gonna prove her wrong. I'm gonna make it to college. I'm gonna pay for it with my own money, and it's gonna be great. So, hopefully. Fair Inkling says, make enough money so you don't need college and start a lemonade empire. Exactly. The light blinds me. Light. Was there a lot of light? Maybe. I like the emojis though. Also, autumn underscore says, hey, I think that was my idea. We're talking about look, Ma, I'm famous. I actually think that was your idea, yeah, to actually see how much you were spending on the drink so you would kind of know roughly how much you needed to charge them for. And then Jack Smith was a Flash game where you make weapons for soldiers following a different process for each weapon type. Then soldiers went to battle. If you mess them up, it would lose sturdiness faster. You would pick up materials with these battles and make more weapons the next day. That sounds like a fun game. I'd play something like that. It was made by the same guys who did Papa's Pizzeria game. Oh, okay, gotcha. Also, yeah, Loki cabinets. Yes, I don't know why I could not think of that word. I could not think of that word at all. When you do this specific combo of images, it changes from light mode to dark mode. Ah, my eyes. Oh, like with the post-day screen where it shows. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's see here. And then Jesse says, nope, I read that one. Axel says, I'll take 6 lemons and a cup full of sugar. That's it. It's quite the order you got there. Axel might actually just be 1,000 ants in a trench coat. I think we're on to you. That would never be true. You should get a bonus if you sell at $7 and $7.77. Oh, if you sell it at 7:77 p.m. I agree. There should be a bonus for that. If you're willing to wait that out, 100%. When you get a chance, Moon Man, you should totally check the memes channel of the Discord. That made me laugh, Axel. Very well done. I like to find the perfect clips and keep them as reactions. I don't know, Axel. I'm gonna trust you. All right, everyone, we're gonna head over here. We're gonna see what's going on over here. Let's see, we got Creator Corner memes. Oh no. I don't want to click play. I don't want to click play. Okay. I'm gonna have to turn on my sound for that one. All right, Axel, that was pretty good. All right, here we go, everyone. Can't tell. She's kind of a bitch. All right. All right, that does crack me up a bit. It's true though, she is. Whew. All right, Axel, that was good. That was good. Thank you for clipping that and posting that. That was absolutely fantastic. All right, well, there's something you can add to places and things. Maybe we'll make that some type of unlockable or a sound you can play on Twitch for your mana. Zarla says it doesn't work on mobile. I don't know. It doesn't work on mobile. Maybe I missed something. I clipped that immediately. It's too perfect. Well, glad that I could entertain. It's what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain. Okay, well, I believe that is what we've got. So let's jump in here and actually get through the actual programming part of it. So then we can do the music and the sound effects, and then we can finally call this thing over and done with. Hopefully, we'll see. All right, so here's what we got. So we need to make the game actually save. I know that we ran into some issues in Tomb of Versilius when we were trying to save when events were in the middle of doing things. And so I'm trying to figure out when the best time to save would be. I'm kind of thinking right before you actually start the game. I'll kind of show you. Of course, all right, we don't want to sit through that intro every single time. So self switch, turn on B. Go. Okay, and then we're going to set it to, oh, that's what happened with the time. I set it to 7:30. This should not be 30. This should be, this should have been 730, because that would be 7:30, because you've got the single digit minutes, the double digit minutes, and the hours. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's all right. We're making it through. We're going to set it to 7:59. So here's where I'm kind of thinking we will set the actual end of day saving stuff. So there we go. The day finishes, yada, yada, yada. And then I'm kind of thinking when you go to click start day is when it will actually, so basically the idea would be this will disappear. So click start day, that'll disappear. But before these pop up, it'll save, and then it'll actually start processing the next day. The reason for this is because you can't be in like the middle of an event functioning. Like RPG Maker just does not do well if you are saving mid-event. It just doesn't know what to do with itself, and it just crashes and breaks itself, and it's not great. So here's what I'm thinking we need to do. So on the, not order up, on the post day, what is doing all of this stuff? Let's see. It creates the forecast, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I think what we're going to do is right here, when it is 8 o'clock, we're going to say when it turns off the phone UI, it's going to move all of that stuff, and it creates forecast. Post-screen booklet. Okay, so when it's starting to show the post-screen booklet, that is when we're going to want to do this. So 81. I wonder if anything's showing on layer 80. I'm going to hope not, because we're going to do a little something like this. We're going to say show picture 80. We're going to show black cover at 0 opacity. Then we're going to move picture 80 to 255 opacity over the course of like 2 seconds. That way, it should hide everything in the background when it gets to the post day, right? So everything's here, people are walking around, yada, 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 and then it like fades out the back. I liked the idea of like seeing everyone still walking around while you were doing the post day stuff. But if we're going to have it actually work properly with actual save games, we do kind of have to do this, unfortunately. Cool Man Chill says, hear me out, check the meme section of the Discord one more time. Oh no. What do we got posting in there? What do we got? Oh dear. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get this paused. Whoop. Get that paused. Let's get my desktop audio back up. You got double clipped. Oh no. Oh no, I've been double clipped. Click play. I don't want to click play. Okay. Oh. Twice the moon, man, twice the fun, right? That's what I say. I love it. I love it. Oh, jeez. I forgot to turn down my desktop audio on OBS before starting that. So my media player volume and my desktop audio were playing. Sorry about that. I hope that I did not blow out your ears. You sounded so scared. I was terrified. I forget what I say sometimes, and so when I see a clip of myself, I'm like, what did I say? What did I do? I don't know. Loki says, what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I blew out your eardrums. I didn't mean to. I'll do better next time, I swear. What's wrong, Loki? I blew out his eardrums. Because I played the music too loud twice. So I had two audio inputs playing at the same time. Yeah, that was my bad. That was my bad. Update on the Pokemon snake thing. I gave up on it. No! No! Why? Why? I was so excited to see the final product. What happened? You just hit a roadblock that just was just not working out? I mean, it happens. Don't ever feel like, you know, you have to, but if it is just a roadblock and not necessarily the like, because I can completely understand, like, you know, if, say for example, if I was making this game, right, and if something happened to it to where it like corrupted the code, or I lost a whole bunch of progress, or like something broke or something like that, I would probably also just be like, I'm just gonna scrap it. But if it's, you know, just like a roadblock that you're running into, just something that's keeping you from being able to feel like, if you feel like you can't finish because of a roadblock, I'm sure there's a way around it. And I'm sure you can find it. I still wanted to do something for her though, so I commissioned a coloring page of the snake, and we can color it together. That is a good way to go. All right, that's fair. That's fair. That should be fun. If I watch this on two different tabs, do I get double the rewards? I don't think that's the way that works. But if you have two different accounts, you won't get twice the rewards on a single account, but you'll have twice the amount of rewards across two accounts. So you'll kind of double your rewards. I hurt my thumb muscles. It's still sore. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair enough. If you have like physically injured yourself and you cannot continue doing the project you are working on, that is not so much a you gave up thing. That is just a, hey, I cannot physically do this anymore without it hurting. And that is much more, that is very understandable. So, yeah. Then you could buy it twice. That's true. That's true. If you get enough points on both, you could buy it twice. Put your name in there both times. That way you could be Cool Man Chill 69 and Cool Man Chill 70. Think about it. Be a good time. Be a great time. All the uplifting music as Moon Man gave out the encouragement. You know what? I will say, anything that you have to say backed up by Studio Ghibli music, it's gonna sound inspirational. So it's not necessarily what I was saying that was inspirational, it's the fact that it was backed up by Studio Ghibli music. And so, you know, try it for yourself sometime. If you ever want to sound like you are just giving the most rousing speech ever, and you want to get people just being like, yeah, this person knows what they're talking about, play some Studio Ghibli, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. Also, for anyone in here that's going to start saying it's Studio Ghibli, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm just going to say I'm right. So, you know. Or Cool Man Chill 69 and my YouTube channel name. Oh, well, that would work too. That would work as well. All right, so now the saving. So what we're gonna do, so we have it actually fade out the background. I need to get to the actual proper event. So we have it fade out the background. That way we can stop all the events from happening and from functioning. So once all of this takes through, once it all finishes, yada, 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 everything's fine there. I think what we're gonna do is maybe when you click, so you got the purchasing, all of that stuff, ordering the cups, the fruits, the add-ins, tomorrow's forecast, and then this is the new day. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna do this. So here at the end, once you get to this screen, excuse me, I have a residual cough from being sick earlier in the week, or a few days ago, later in the week, last week. So when you do the next day button, when it's released, we're gonna do control switches, turn off, start other events. Okay. Actually, no. We're going to turn on a different switch called prep for saving. Prep for saving, turn on. Now, when prep for saving is turned on, we're going to say, so you are picture 10. Fair enough. Just say new event page. If prep for saving is on, then we're going to say parallel process, erase picture number 10, and we're going to actually have it wait for like 10 frames. Erase picture number 10. Turn off A. So we basically just need to reset anything that would have been on these other pages, erase the picture, and there we go. And it'll just loop through this again and again and again and again and again until prep for saving is off, which is when it saves the game, it would then turn this switch off, going back to this first page, ready to do its stuff. So, just need to do that same thing over here. New, if the switch prep for saving is on, parallel process, it waits for 10 frames. It will erase picture number, I'm assuming 11? Yep, R11. Erase picture 11 and turn off self switch A. Cool. So that is that for the cars. Now we just have the people. Actually, I don't think we need to move the people at all. I think we can just say new, prep for saving is on, just go to that page. Yeah. So the reason for this is because I want it to be that, like, when you are starting out your day, I don't want people just like appearing out of nowhere, or maybe we need to have that. You know what? Actually, maybe we do. Yeah. Okay, so on prep for saving, it will come in here and say, wait for 10 frames, turn off self switch A. Also going to erase picture number, what are you? 14. It should be everything we need to do here. Because then eventually, once we turn this off, it'll come back to this page, reset the position of this person, and we'll call it good. Something over here. This is picture number 12. So new. Oh, we already have prep for saving. New. Parallel process. Nope, not auto run. Parallel process. Wait for 10 frames. Erase picture number 14. and turn off self switch A. Cool. This one's probably going to be a little bit more intense, so we need to erase picture number 7. Oh, that's right. Okay. I think we also need to turn off a few different self switches. Yeah, because this is if self switch B is on, this is if self switch C is on. So if prep for saving is on, then we're going to say parallel process. We're going to wait for 10 frames. We're going to erase picture number 7. We are going to turn off self switch A, B, and C. Yeah. Let's just copy that event page. And then when we come over here, we can just delete that one, paste that one, change this from 7 to 6. We also need to potentially hide 8, because this, it switches the image layer that it's on when person number 2 is ordering, because this is person number 1. And if person number 2 is ordering, that means that they should be behind person number 1. They were still in front, and so it just looked weird. It was weird layering issues. So over here, we're going to say erase picture number 6 and 8. Then we should be good to go. All right. With any luck, that should be everything we need for the actual game saving. Okay, so that means over here on the post-day screen, what we can say is... let's see here. So it turns on the switch here, prep for saving on. So it should get rid of everybody, should despawn everybody and the vehicles. Those should be the only events that are currently processing during the post-day C. Should be. Just says need more doorbusters attacking the stand as it opens. Maybe if your stand popularity is at like a 90% or higher, it'll just like start the day with like 2 people waiting in line already. Be a good time. Cool Man Chill says, I was looking at ways to receive channel points and you get 250 for being in a raid. Oh, well. Well, then we may need to raid tonight then, after the stream. Get you some points. Be a good time. Ryu2K3, yo, what's up? Hello. Welcome. Glad you're here. We're trying to get some save game functionality working here, and there's a few things we need to take into account before we can actually save the game, but we're gonna get there. You got it. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's the boost in confidence that I need. We're gonna get it. Cool Man Chill says, I'm just curious, is there a way with your code to make it so some customers being more rare than other? Yes. So right now, every order it's just picked from a random number, right? So as I add the orders that everyone's put into Discord, there's no, it's not spawning a new person that has that very specific order. It's spawning a generic template that then once they get to the stand, it'll say, hey, pick a random number between 1 and 50 or however many orders we're going to make. And then whatever number that lands on, it will then say, all right, order number 29 is going to be, they're impatient. They want this, and this. And this is the message that they say to convey what they want. So that's how that works. So, I mean, we could technically make it so that some orders are more rare than others. But as of right now, it's just going to be 1 in however many orders we make chance before it just picks that order anyway. So that's kind of how this is working right now. We probably could put in a little bit more time and effort and get it working more like that. But I think for what we're going to have, this should be all right. I think. I hope. So, all right. So it does prep for saving. We get down here, does all of this stuff. Goes to post day UI 8. So this is post day UI 8. New day. So this adds the day, adds the month, changes it to June, July, or August, depending on what. This is going to be where we put the actual end game stuff. Because yeah, once it's August 1st, once it's the end of August, then the game is over. So, because you've only got June, July, and August to get the money. So, anyway. Okay. And then set new scene. So this is everything that it goes through to set the new scene. So zeroing things out, setting the time, date, all that fun stuff. Let's just set this to 7:59 again. Okay, and then it does the booklet. Let's do this though then. Actually, what we need to do, because this is going to be mid-event, so we need to have this be on its own thing. So let's copy, paste that. This is going to be post day UI 9. So on this page right here, let's get rid of all of this stuff. Don't reset this to 0 yet though. Set this to 9. Go, and then on 9 over here, we get rid of all this new day stuff. Set new scene. So this is where we're going to actually save the game. I think that's how we can make this work. So, just because we already have all of that up and working, let's pull this up over here. We're going to go to downloads, Tomb of Versilius. Let's open this up because we have all the same save game functionality working in here. Oh boy. I feel like Tuesday when we come back to Tomb of Versilius, I'm going to feel so lost. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Okay, so test dungeon. Where was the actual saving happening? When you entered the tomb, correct? Test the player model. RTG spawn. Wait, was it in the common event? RTG spawn. Yada yada. No, it's not happening in there. Show the inventory. That's the movement. Oh, wait, was it happening right before you teleported there? Main menu. So when you click new game, save file 1, model button, game system on before save, data manager save game. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's copy that. Let's come over to here. We're going to say at the very beginning, right here, we're going to say game system on before save, data manager save game. And we are not going to have multiple saves in this game. I am so sorry for anyone who wants to have multiple saves. We're not going to do it in this one. Maybe eventually I'll push out an update that allows for multiple save files. But for now, it will literally be new game, continue game. That'll be all there is. Nothing in between. So I apologize for that, but that is what it's going to be. Okay, so now we come over here. We also need to come over to, let's see, this guy. Then right as it saves the game, have it do all this stuff. Yada yada. So as soon as it saves, let's do control switches, turn off, prep for saving. So all of the vehicles and people can start moving around again and start spawning. And then we will also start to fade in the screen. So turn that down to 0. Okay. I think that should be good. We'll see what happens. So here we go. We start the game, yada, yada, yada. Post day, fades out the screen. Come over here. I'm actually going to pull this up really quick. I know you can't see this, but I'm pulling up the saves folder just to see. Oh, there is no saves folder yet, of course. Okay, so if we do start day, that should fade out, yada, yada, yada. Okay, if we come over here, we now have a save file. There we go, file 1, fantastic. So if we quit the game, and then if we come back over to here, if we hit play, are we on day 2? Ooh, 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 ooh. That's a little awkward. Okay, here's how we're gonna do this. Let's come over here to UI booklet. Here we go. So we're going to cut that. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna have it move in 40 frames. Wait. 61 back out. We need to do this as back in. Nope. But as soon as that disappears, save the game and then start from there. Okay. Let's come over here. Let's delete the save files. Come back over here to Lemonade on Main Street. Yada, yada, yada. Everything happens like that. Everything fades out. Next. We do start day. All of this should disappear. Fades back in. We're now on 6.2. Okay. Now if we close that, start the game again. Do we start on 6.2? Yes, but it's doing weird stuff. How are we going to seamlessly make this work? So we're also going to need to have like a main menu that, okay, all right. I just realized if we have a main menu, we can't just have it start here on this screen. What did we do with Tomb of Versilius? I believe we had to change one of the plugins. Yami skip title. Don't auto-load saved games. Check player location, data manager, set up new game, go to scene, map. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to copy that. We're going to come over here to JavaScript, plugins, Yami skip title. We're going to call this one old. Paste that in here. We're going to get rid of these variables because we don't need those. We're going to get rid of all that commented out code because we don't need that. We're going to save that. Okay. So I believe that should, if everything is correct, come over here to saves. There should be no save games, which there are not. If you come over here and it saves the game. Okay, yada, yada, yada. We go, start a new day. It is now 6.2. So if we close and then come back over here, it should still be 6.1. Because it's not actually loading the game, which is what we want. Is it what we want? Yes, it is what we want. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be really weird, kind of confusing. We're going to have it not load a game. But the non-loading of the game is only going to take part in this very beginning section. So basically the idea is it'll do this whole thing every time, right? So it'll show the logo, show the Made with RPG Maker MV, but it won't show this every time. It will only show this the first time you're playing. yes. I think that will make the most sense. I think. When it would be best to show the main menu screen? It shows the logos, shows the main menu. I kind of wanted people walking around in the menu. All right, so here's the plan. Here is the plan. We're gonna say, so it shows these and moves the picture. Wait. Background is number 1. It moves to 200. And this fades it in the rest of the way. Okay, so as soon as it fades it in the rest of the way, that is when the main menu is going to show up. Yes. We're going to say control switches turn on main menu. New page. This is if main menu is on. Parallel process. All right, let's make a main menu. Logos, main menu. New game, continue game, credits, quit game. I feel like that is probably what we're going to want to have. Yeah, that's actually probably exactly what we want to have. So let's merge that group, copy that, close that. I'm over here. Close that. Let's save this as Lemonade on Main Street, images, pictures. We already have, did I already save this? I don't think so. Main menu. Cool. And then I'm kind of thinking, so a little while ago, I did like little circles for like the selections. I think I might do that on here. So what if we do this? What if we put you down to 25%? Does it mess up the text? Whoa, so bad. We do not want 25%. We want 50%. Even that's not good. What is happening here? Oh, okay, we want 33.333%. Still not right. Still not right. What happened to this thing? Oh, I see now. These are 3, but that is actually 4. Okay, all right. I'm working in weird sized pixels. That's what's going on. All right, well then, let's do this. Let's just do... let's do that size. And then we're going to say 25%, as it should be. Now let's do the actual selection circles. Let's do this. Say 1 pixel. Actually, that was probably... okay. That's a decent one. That's the new game selection. Too perfect. Fantastic music to be doing this too. Continue. Credits. And Jesse says those little scribbles look just like my handwriting. Well, then maybe you can interpret it for me. I feel like this does not look anything like it used to. But I feel you though. It's pretty similar to mine as well. My handwriting is not good at all. actually had someone when I was younger, they tried to shame me into working on my handwriting. They were like, do you really want people to think that everything you write was scratched out by a chicken? And I was like, no, but I don't care enough to do anything about it. So thanks for the chat. I like to say my handwriting was built in encryption. See, there you go. There you go. You're just making sure that whatever you write is safe and secure, nicely encrypted. Only you can tell what it says. You handle the encryption and the de-encryption process. Whew, that's the word I was trying to get out. You know what? I could probably just do this. What am I doing with my life? Whatever. Thought I had it right. Okay, and then last but not least, oh, it's because I hadn't deselected the freaking. Oh, what is my life? All right, there we go. Okay, so we got the main menu. Now we're gonna do. This is PNG. Main menu. New game. This is main menu. Continue game. Oh my gosh. I hit cancel on that. Continue game. I should check and see if telling it what kind of compression level it should do for PNG saves. I should just see if there's a default I can select so that it doesn't pop up every time to be like, do you want a large file size, a medium file size, or a small file size? It's like, just give me the medium. I don't want to do small or large. Just give me the happy medium. We'll call it good there. And quit game. Okay, there's the menu options. So let's come back over here and we're gonna say, where the freak am I? Oh, that's Tomb of Versilius. It's like, what event is this? I don't remember this at all. Oof, that was close. That was close. This says, but how much sugar do you want with your new PNG file? That's true. That one's not so much a default you can set. You gotta let it know every time. Because maybe my preferences have changed from one time to the next. And you are implementing the music today, right? Yes, Axel, I swear, 100%. Even, okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say if in the next 30 minutes I have not finished the stuff we're actually working on, we're gonna be like, all right, we're done with that, moving on to music. So that the last 2 hours of the stream, we can spend it working on the music. Because I am gonna have to make a few adjustments. I need to make the music loop a little bit better. And then I'm gonna have to kind of like balance out like how it like shifts from one day to the next and all that fun stuff. But yes, so that is, I 100% swear, I know I have promised this like the last 3, but I know you're making jokes, but I am not. I'm not making jokes. I 100% swear we're gonna do music and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Everyone can finally hear everything that Axel has worked so hard on, and it's gonna be fantastic. I just said the phrase hard on. So yeah, Axel's worked so hard on this music. Now who's making jokes? Okay, here we go. We're gonna say, actually right before it does that, let's do show picture. We're gonna want this to show above basically everything else. The logo. What do we have to work with? We could probably do like image layer 95, probably. I think 95 should be good. Yeah, 95. Good to be good. Let's do show picture, 95. Yeah, we'll go with 96, just to be safe. We're gonna do main menu. There we go, fantastic. Center at 640 by 360. You're gonna be 0, and the Y is going to be 460. Then we're going to move picture 96 and center 640 by 360. Move it to the center. Go do that in like, sure, 60 frames. And let's change this to be back out, but for image layer 96. Fantastic. Axel says, per regulation and contract to use my music, it must be implemented at some point in the future, probably. You drive a hard bargain, but I think I can maybe abide by those rules. I think. Maybe. Divizomil says, Heyo, Divizomil. Welcome. Glad you're here. Pull up a chair. How's your weekend been going? Okay, so we're showing the image, so that should be good. So now we can move on to the actual event page of main menu, which here we can then say, let's copy this over here and say conditional branch. And then in here, we're going to say mouse is within these coordinates. So 534, 322, 534, 322, or 746, 358, 746, and 358. Okay, so if you're in there, and we're going to show picture 97, main menu, new game. So that at 640 by 360, center, go. Okay, perfect. Divasoma says, day job, so meh. That's fair. Just got home from work. How about you? I've been doing good. It's been a long weekend. I ended up doing my taxes this weekend, so cutting it close to the tax deadline for anyone here in the United States. I was like, well, it's got to be this weekend or next because I'm not going to have time outside of a weekend. So that's what I did. So it was a lot of fun. It's just so much fun. Oh well. And then did some yard work, so that was kind of fun. Yeah, taxes, they're a blast. I've heard that other countries have it much more simple for taxes outside of the US, where the government knows, the United States government knows exactly how much you owe them, but they don't tell you. They're not like, here's the exact dollar amount you need to pay us because you have paid us this much. Or here's the exact dollar amount we're going to be returning to you because you've paid us X amount. Here you go. Like, they just make you figure it out on your own. And you just kind of have to be like, I hope I included everything. And it doesn't matter what software you use. Every single time they're like, are you sure this is correct? Are you sure you've told us everything? Are you sure there's nothing you're missing? And you're like, I don't know. It's kind of like the Remember All with Harry Potter. It's like, that's great that you're telling me I've forgotten something, but I don't know what I've forgotten. And so it doesn't matter how many times you tell me, did you forget any income? Did you forget any deductions? Did you forget any of this stuff? And it's like, you're asking me, and if I remembered, I would have put it on there. I promise I would have added it. And yeah, so it's just so much fun. But yeah, I've heard there are some countries out there that the government's just like, hey, by the way, you overpaid. We're expect a check in the mail for X amount of dollars. And you're just like, all right, okay, cool. Or they're like, hey, it looks like you probably didn't pay quite enough. So if you could please just send us like $132, that'd be great. It'd be nice if that's what it was like here. But instead you have to spend a few hours going through document after document after document. And you're like, should I do standard or itemized? Should I do this? Like, what should I do to try and get as much money back as hopefully as I can? Anyway, there's my rant about taxes. So much fun. It's a blast. It says, from what I've heard, the U.S. taxes could be simple, but the tax prep companies have a strong lobby to keep it from happening. That sounds about right. There's always someone who has a lot of money, who wants more money, and they're like, hey, come on. Let's make it as difficult as possible so that we can peddle our software and make a little bit more money off the top. So much fun. The fact those programs have to offer a free version is basically the extent of the government pushback. Fine, we'll make it a pain, but you have to make it free for most people. It's true. Sad but true. Also, Chill Man Gaming, Cool Man Chill. Cool Man Chill says, I'm almost at 5% of the 10,000 goal. Very nice. You're getting there. You are getting there, slowly but surely. Also, DV says, yeah, people behind things like TurboTax lobby hard for it. Yeah, that is why I don't use TurboTax. I've used it once, and I was like, hey, it's good. I don't want to pay for it anymore, but it was good. Then I think I used like H&R Block 1 year. Actually, I used TurboTax like the first year that I ever, because I used to have my dad do my taxes. I was like, you know more than I do. And he's like, if I do your taxes, I get to keep your return, which like back then I was maybe getting like $50. I'm just like, you can have it. You want to go through a few hours of nightmare? Go for it. Like, it is all yours. And then when I actually started having to do it on my own, it was, I used TurboTax, and I can't remember how. I know I got some amount back, but I was like, you know, I had to pay. It was like freaking like $70 or something like that to do federal and state. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then what was it? So then the next year I was like, I'm gonna branch out and see what else I can find. So then I tried using H&R Block, and they were like, oh yeah, you owe the government like $750. I'm like, that is ridiculous. Like, absolutely not. So then I went back to TurboTax, did all my taxes again, and they're like, oh yeah, no, you owe the government money. Like, absolutely. And I'm like, dang it. So I was thinking that maybe I just missed something with TurboTax. And yeah, and then that was the first 2 years, and after that I have no longer used either of them because I'm just like, I already have to pay the government. I'm not going to pay you guys just crazy fees, so no, absolutely not. So we got the new game. You're inside there, great. When you're released, fantastic. Let's say this is going to be comment new game, and then when you're outside of there, we want to erase image. There it is. 97. Cool. And then else, delete that, paste that. This is going to be continue game. Now let's come over here. We're going to say if you are within, excuse me, 534, 362, 534, and 362. This is 398. Okay, then we're gonna show continue game. Cool. And on else, going to be credits. 534, 402, 4 and 402. 746, 438. This is going to be credits. I can type. It's. And last but not least, this is going to be covering in 534, 442. There, and 478. Cool. And you are end game. And quit game. Okay, now when you get to the main menu, let's do this whole thing. Moonwood Games presents blah 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 blah. RPG Maker MV, powered by MV. Oh, that would do it. Don't turn on A. Cut that. There we go. Fantastic. Forgot about that. Control switches, turn on, always on. I don't know why I always forget that one. I was like, I'm gonna make it so you can skip through these. So if you click, it'll skip past them. I'm gonna do that. There we go. New game, continue game, credits, and quit game. Cool. Nothing happens if you do any of these things, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it do things. So over here, we've got the model player. We got new game, continue game, options, quit games. This is just scene manager exit. That's right. Here, quit game. You released. Just do scene manager exit. Cool. Credits, that'll be an easy one. I'm just gonna create an image that has everybody's names and it'll just scroll. So that one's gonna be really easy. I'll do that off stream. Continue game. This will be where it actually loads the game. How are we gonna do that? Okay, this is where we have to. So I want to make it as seamless feeling as possible. Yeah. Well, if you do new game, that one's easy enough. I can just literally do, let's see, we just need to move. Let's do that. And then I just need to move. Let's erase image 97. Then move 96 down to 460. I'm gonna change the easing from quad out to quad, or back in. 7, 96, 96. Okay. Let's see here. So it gets rid of that, and then as soon as that's done, then it can just say control self switch turn on A. Fantastic. And then I don't think we should have to worry about turning off main menu. Nope, that should be fine. Yeah, that should be all right. Okay, so now if we come back over here, let's test that. I think I am going to add a warning. If there is a save file, it'll basically just say, hey, you have a saved game. Creating a new game will overwrite that game. But for now, if you click on that, it goes like, ooh. I know what I'm doing. That to 0. And as soon as it's done with that, erase image 97. Cool. No, 96. 96 is the menu. That's right. Actually, instead of erasing 97 right there, we could honestly probably just do this, 96 and 97. And then we could say, move picture 97. That way it doesn't just like erase the selection right then and there. And then erase 96 and 97. 97. Okay. All right, we got 15 minutes. See how much we can power through. Go. Got new game. Cool. And it just jumps into the whole new game thing, yada, yada, yada. You have the whole text convo. Cool. Cool. Now, if we do continue, so let's come over here. I'm gonna say Tomb of Versilius. So basically we just need to say, if you do continue game, it pulls that up. New game, it pulls all of this up. So new game, slot 1. So what we need to say is data manager.is this game file 1. So this is just checking to see, is there a save file right? Main menu back 12. Yeah, selecting the save slot will yada yada yada. Okay, so that means all we need to do is just say conditional branch. Basically, we just need to say, hey, is there something in save file 1? And else do all of that. So if there is, then we just need to say, let's come over here, open this up. Uh, 16? Yeah, 16. Already have... Oh, wait. Yeah, that's a bit smaller. That should be fine. Saved game. Starting a new game will delete... Actually, let's just do this. Starting a new game will delete your saved game. Start a new game. Of course. Okay, let's see here. Well, if we had this at the same text size, so 24. Starting a new game will delete your saved game. Start a new game? Does that look weird, kind of not lining up with the lines when everything else was lining up with the lines? See, if we tried to line up with the lines, it's gonna look something like... Yeah, so it does that. Problem is, though... Oh, actually, we could get rid of main menu. Could do that. So that way it's starting up here. Starting a new game, we'll delete your save game. Start a new game. And then all we should have to say is... No. Yes. Or should it be yes, no? Yes. No. I think it looks alright. Starting a new game will delete your saved game. Start a new game. Cool. And this will be main menu, new game. New game, warning. Then we need to do, we need to do that whole thing again. We come over here and we say, let's get rid of those. Actually, I probably should have kept those for testing purposes. Oh well. Let's see. Main menu, new game, warning. Let's bring that into Photoshop. Resize this down to 25%. Create a circular thing around the yes. another one around? No. Easy enough. All right, and then we resize this up to 400%. Yeah. That. Copy that. Over to here. Paste you right. That should be all right. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Copy that and paste it there. Okay. Let's hide everything else. So that is the G. Main menu, game, warning. Yes. You. PNG, game warning. Nope. Cool. All right. We got 9 minutes. I feel like we can get this done. We can get this part done. Oh, I also need to add this to the whole loading thing. So you're going to do main menu. You're going to do continue game, credits, new game, you, no, and yes. Come on. And yes. And last but not least, the quit game. Let's add some weights. Okay, and over here, So if there is a save file in save file 1, we are going to show image. Ooh, 96. Lasted cough. Main menu. Warning. Show you at 640 by 360. And then we are going to do, let's see, it would be, we need to go to another page, just the way that this works. So let's do, I guess, D. Yeah, so let's do that. And then control self switches, turn on D. Copy paste. This is if that is on and if D is on. Basically, the idea is we can say if we get rid of all of this minus that, paste, get rid of that. Yes. Okay. So then if you are hovering over, let's just say if you're hovering over this half, let's see, where's the half mark? There. Cool. That does me literally zero good. Okay. Let's do here to there. So 534, 442, 534, 442, 2. Middle is there. Fantastic. So then if the mouse is in this area, 640 by 478. 640. Okay, 478. This is going to be the yes button. Show image layer 97. You're going to show yes. Else erase it. And then conditional branch. Okay, so then we need to just do this exact same thing over here. If you say yes, Release, do that. Fantastic. Turn on A and then turn off D. Probably don't need to, but might as well. Might as well. All right, let me copy that, paste that. Let's get rid of this else stuff though. If you are between here, 640 by 442. This would be 641 though by 442. $746, $478. $746, $478 is going to be the no button. Show that image. Released. Then all we need to do is go back. So we should just be able to turn off. Show self switches, turn off D. We then also need to say show picture 96. Show main menu. There we go. Okay, let's give that a try. Let's see what happens. I guess it's not gonna give me a message because there is no saved game yet. This will be a good way for us to test and make sure though. So this pops up, yada yada yada. Got all the options. If we do a new game, it shouldn't give us any kind of warning because there is no saved game. Fantastic. All right, let's go through this, yada yada yada. Phone pops up, zooms in. We have our whole text convo with Mom. Lemonade on Main Street. There we go. Post day. Woo. Fades out. We start our next day. Yay, next day. But then there's more. We start the game again with a saved game. And if we say new game, to then say starting a new game, we'll delete your saved game and start a new game. Say yes or no. If we say no, it should take us back over here. If we do new game, we say yes. Starts a new game. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. Cool. So, awesome. Well, there is some of the main menu. We don't have continue down yet. That's just new game. If we do continue game, what's gonna happen? I wonder. New game, model, picture, load game. So what if we just say load game 1? You do continue. And then we're gonna get into the music. Okay. It shouldn't be too bad, actually. Basically, what I need to do is I just need to have it be at the very end here. When you start new day, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to have this pad of paper do its whole fade out animation thing. And then I think I might just have like a simple, some type of simple graphic that just says, you know, like the date and the time of day that it is. And then it'll start the day. And that's how it'll be when you load the game. So basically it will do this whole, it'll fade out everything here, the whole, like it'll do this whole animation. And then as soon as it is completely black, actually, yeah, that's when we would save. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do off stream. And that's what you'll see for anyone who's wanting to test this out when I eventually get this posted on itch. I'm hoping it's gonna be tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. And Loki says, with that bish. I know, right? She do be a bish. The Bigul Bish. All right, well, who, aside from Axel, is ready to get into the music and the sound effects for this game? Because Axel, I know that you are. But we're going to finally get all the music working on here. Should be a good time. Also, Super Zach, welcome, welcome. What's up is our hopes, our dreams, and our ambitions. What's up with you? Hopefully you're doing well. How's your weekend going? Okay, so here's what we got. I am going to... Let's see, what do we got to do? We got to, let's see, let's close that. We don't need Tomb of Versilius open anymore. It's, we don't need to save changes there. Okay. Here we go. Jesse, looks like Jess is excited as well. Music time. It is 100% time for music. Here we go. So, let's get those pulled up. Let's pull up a new window. I'm going to move this over here just so I have this window up over here so I can be pulling things in. All right, so I recently downloaded them all. So we're just going to pause this music. So very paused. Now, the moment everyone has been waiting for. Axel, you're starting to get nervous. Don't be nervous. It is absolutely fantastic stuff. So I was listening through the music today, again, for like, who knows how many times I've done it. And I think I've decided that this will probably be the music that plays during like the intro / the menu. So I think I might just kind of like start the game and then start the music just to see like how everyone's kind of feeling about it. So let's do that. So here's the first song called Pretend this is an original Lemonade based name. Absolutely love it. Yeah, here we go. Oh, crap. It covered the screen where the file is for me, so I went to double click on it, the game was covering it. Okay, I'm going to play the song, and then we're going to start the game. Here we go. It's so good. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff. See, I feel like this is very main menu-y. That's a word. Yeah, I feel like it feels very main menu-y. So that's kind of where I'm going with this one. Yeah, so that's this song. Let's show you the other ones we've got though. Finally, music. I know. It's been such a empty feeling empty feeling world without the music. All right, so here we go. This one is called A Person and Their Lemonade Stand. Axel says, I was expecting the one with other instruments was going to be the main menu theme. It might be. I don't know. And maybe I'll change my mind a little bit too as we're going through. I don't know. When I was setting up the main menu today, I was like listening to these songs on repeat, and that one came on while I was like testing it out for the first time. And it just seemed like it was fitting, but I don't know. We'll see. We got this guy right here. Yep. And then number 3, we've got Reincarnated as a Lemonade Stand. I love the names of these. They're fantastic. They're gonna love the victory theme. We'll see. I don't know. I love that song. Absolutely love it. I worry about it detracting too much from the vibe. We'll see. Maybe it'll be like a special Easter egg song. We'll see. Yeah, so this is where I'm definitely gonna have to make sure that it loops better, because then it kind of like does the whole fade out which is fine, but I want it to like loop a little bit more as it's in the level. So then we got reincarnated as a lemonade stand. X says, make it so as it's fading out, moves to the next song. If it were basically any other game engine, I'm sure that would be possible. With RPG Maker, it is not. Not easily, anyway. Because, yeah, it's basically like when you press the play button on the song, it just goes. It doesn't track where it is in the song or anything like that. So it's just, quite literally, it's like just playing the song. I'm sure there's other game engines that you can be like, hey, when this song is 5 seconds from ending, start fading into this next song, and it probably keeps track of where it is in the song and how much time is left and all that fun stuff. Not an RPG Maker. And the problem is the RPG Maker runs off of frames. I'm sure there's other engines that do as well, but specifically for RPG Maker, it runs off of frames. And so if I tell it, hey, wait, you know, like say for example, because this song is, oh man, how long is this song? Sometimes I'm not a fan of media player. We've got 1:30 and 40 seconds. So this is, okay, here we go. Properties, details, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay, so 218 times 60. So that would be 13,080 frames that I would need to tell RPG Maker to wait. Because that would be the length of the song, right? So RPG Maker runs at 60 frames per second. And so I would have to wait for 13,080 frames for it to say, okay, this is the end of the song, go to the next song, right? But if for any reason the game lags or skips or anything like that, the frame counter will also lag or skip and stuff like that, but the song will continue to play. And so that lag will make it so that the cutoff time will get pushed further and further back. And so the song would start looping again, and it would get into it like a second or two before it would then cut and go to the next song. So I think I just need to make it so that it just has like a loop to it on my end, and it'll just like loop continuously, because then it doesn't matter when we fade out stuff. It'll just fade out and then fade in the next song, and it should be good. I hope. So yeah, so basically that would mean that each day has the song that plays throughout the entire day. But I don't think that should be too bad, because the day should only be like 5-ish minutes. And each one of these songs, I mean, like, yeah, this song's only like 2.5 minutes, but like you'd hear it twice, so that would be fine. The other, I think, a person and their lemonade stand, I think, is like 4 minutes or something like that. So you'd barely even hear it the whole way through. Wait, no, that's 1:28. Which one was it? Which one was I thinking of? Wait, is it the one that I was thinking was the menu song? That's 3.5 minutes. Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm thinking I might do. We'll see. We will see. Zach says this one got more energy to it. The last two felt laid back. This one feels a lot more fast. It does, yeah. Also, making music stuff work right is fascinating and a pain. I had to make my own soundtrack player basically for my game. But after a few months in Godot, it's good to be back to C++ land. Yeah, and I know that it's never going to be easy in any engine. It's just some engines are going to be better than others to do stuff like that. Like, I can't even imagine trying to make something like a timing game in RPG Maker. Terrible stuff. Anyway, so the fourth and final song is May Lemonade Rain, and it sounds a little something like this. Love it. So yeah, so this definitely is more menu feeling. Yeah, so maybe maybe we do this one for the main menu. Maybe we do this one for the main menu, and we'll see what happens. Autumn__ says, might be back later. Thank you so much for being here. Even if you're not back later, I appreciate you being here. I also just noticed that message was like 5 minutes ago, so, and also, you lied and you're back now. Well, I'm glad that you're back as I'm reading your message saying you were leaving. I'm definitely not behind on messages at all. Not at all. Anyway, yeah, I think this would be a good menu song. All right, never mind. We're switching it back up. We're going back to this one. That sums it up a lot, yeah. Basically, every engine is choosing what problems you want to deal with. That is a good point. Yeah, you're not choosing the engine based on what it can do. You're choosing the engine based on what it struggles with. And you got to kind of choose that balance of like, this engine struggles with this, but this one over here struggles with this, and this is what I'm trying to make, so I'm going to go with this engine that doesn't struggle as much. That is a good sum up. That is a fantastic sum up, Jesse. I love it. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Okay, let's see. Well, first and foremost, we need, let's do this. Pull this stuff back up. Okay. So, like I said, I need to make sure that these can loop a little bit better. And that's just like my own personal preference. Like I'm just particular about things like that. So yeah, no issues at all. Yeah, I just need to make it work better with the engine and all that fun stuff. So here's what we're gonna do. I just realized the way that I'm doing the saved games. If people adjust, there's no options though. That'll be okay for now. That'll be all right for now. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So we need to say control variables. We're going to set variable number 143. We're gonna say music volume. Set it to 90. Set SFX volume. Set that to 90 as well. Okay, that way we have two excuse me. That way we have two variables to go off of to actually play music and sound effects. So if we ever do eventually add like a options menu in the future where you can adjust sound and music volume, you'll be able to actually adjust it and it'll save those preferences. Okay, so we got those. Fantastic. Okay, everything should be fine in here. Shouldn't need to change anything there. So let's come over to, let's see, what would be the best program? I mean, I guess... Trying to decide if I use Audacity. A little out of date with Audacity. Trying to decide if I use Audacity or if I use DaVinci Resolve. I might actually just use DaVinci. Yeah, we're just gonna use DaVinci. Here we go. All right, let's close Audacity. Let's get DaVinci over here. Edit. Let's pull in these 4 songs. All right. Let's actually, so we need to get we need to pause this. Let's turn the desktop audio up so everyone can hear what's going on. We're going to grab May Lemonade Rain. All right. DaVinci Resolve can struggle sometimes. Should not sound like that. It doesn't usually. So how long? I just come over here. So basically, well, all right, what's going to be best? Yeah, that definitely is going into the outro. Good looping spot. Okay, 100% is not that, right? Okay, yeah, so it's just DaVinci Resolve being weird. It like struggles for the first like few seconds while it's starting to play the song. I don't know why it does, but it does. Struggling. I am struggling here. There we go. I was gonna say DaVinci Resolve is struggling here. Can you? No. I'm wondering. Let's see here. Trying to figure out how to make a music loop without replaying the intro. Something like the battle theme loop for Final Fantasy VI, for example. You need to edit the metadata of a track and add in loop start and loop length tags, with loop start indicating the sample at which the loop starts and loop length indicating how much time or how long the loop is in the samples. Okay, so it's all metadata based. Because yeah, with RPG Maker, they have a handful of songs where they have like an intro to the song where it's like a few seconds long, and then it actually gets into the song itself. But then after it's playing the song, it won't go back to that looping intro. So there is a thread on how to add metadata into music. So you can just play. So basically the idea would be it would play this 11, 0.16 second intro minus the weird reverberation there. There we go. And then it would start there. Around there. And what if we got rid of that and we tried to loop it right there? Nope. That sounds terrible. Right there. I think that's going to be the loop point. Rough. So what do we got here? We've got, oops. So I think if we put, oops, this, delete that, paste that here, delete that. There we go. There's the loop we're looking for. So basically, we should be able to cut that out, and then basically we would loop from here to there, and then it would just pick up straight from there. So when it gets to the end of the song, it would do this. Fantastic. Okay, so that's that. So we just need to say, let's deliver, export this as audio only. We're going to say main menu music. Browse, we're going to put this in downloads, Lemonade. Audio, I haven't put anything in here in a while. Excuse me. Background music. Export this as, yeah, main menu music. It's audio. Let's do this as MP3 to the render queue and render that out. Fantastic. Now, let's go into figuring out some metadata stuff. We over to here, so you can kind of see what's going on. Okay, how to make a perfect looping background music for RPG Maker VX Ace. Close enough. OGG Vorbis. So we will need that. All right, required program, Audacity, yeah. Editing the background music. Open the desired background music in Audacity. Find the portion that you want to loop by using the selection tool. Okay, well, let's get all this pulled up so we can actually do this stuff. Let's do Audacity. Now have in here, we can say audio, background music, main menu music. Okay, let's do this. Let's pull you over into Audacity. That is way quieter. But let's do, let's see, what is it? Effect, volume, amplify. Oh, right. Select all. Effect, volume, amplify. Okay, simple enough. Maybe it should be loud enough. Okay, so wait, where was it though? It was at right here. So 819. Wait, what? So it loops starting at 819. Okay. Select all. All right, how the crap? I've not used Audacity in so long. Playback speed, we do not want to adjust that. Selection. Okay. Eight. Would that actually be 819? Okay. All right, so where does it actually do it? So it's right after the third one. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, so right there. Okay, so let's move in here. Let's zoom in here. It's gonna loop right there. Right there. Okay, so he says select that portion. Find the portion you want to loop by using the selector tool and zoom tool and carefully listening to where the song should begin looping and where the song should restart, beginning of the loop. These 2 points of the song must sound exactly the same. It is recommended the loop point is loud because trying to loop on a quiet, sensitive part of a song is more noticeable and harder to make seamless. Let's see. Once you know where the points are, select the point where the loop should begin. and then go to tracks, add label. Okay, so I'm selecting. Okay, so I'm starting here and moving over. Come on. Moving on over, slowly but surely. We're almost there. Making our way. Okay, over there. Fantastic. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. I've been so focused on this. Axel says, I've decided my next platinum, by the way. Ooh, what are you going to do? It'll take forever as there are 133 trophies. What do you got? What's going on? What are you going to platinum next? Excited to hear. Right. Then go to tracks, add label at selection. Tracks. Add label track. Oh, hey, look at that. So it's a little out of date. I mean, this is from 2013, so it's, you know, like a 12-year-old tutorial, but it should be close. Minecraft for the PS5. That is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, I believe in you. I know you can do it, but that's going to be crazy to platinum. Good freaking luck with that. No. You got this. That is just going to be so much work. But I believe in you. I know you can do it. I absolutely know you can. Oh, excuse me. My throat is still just not great. Add label at selection. Enter loop start. Okay. What? I'll stream it, and since it's bedrock, I can get friends in here to help. That's fair. As he says, good luck, because one of those achievements is a nightmare. I've never actually looked at the full list of Minecraft achievements. I just know that there's a lot, and I remember reading through a few of them, and I'm like, I don't even know what that refers to, so, you know. So good luck. Good luck. All right, so what do we got here? They go to tracks, add label at selection. Did I just not do that quite right? Tracks. I mean, I'm assuming it should be add new label. We got mix, resample, remove tracks, mute, unmute, pan, align tracks, sort tracks, keep tracks synchronized. We're going to do add label track. Okay. Enter loop start. Oh, that's useful. Loop start. Okay. I don't move track up. I don't know. I'm assuming they didn't get rid of this functionality. I just don't know. Just don't know what it would be. Snap, time signature, start and end of selection. I don't think that's what that is. Add label at selection, enter loop start, do the same for where you want the loop to restart. Label it as loop end. You can test to see if it loops seamlessly by highlighting the area inside these two labels and shift plus clicking the play button. Next, go to the bottom of the program where you see all the drop-down menus. Click a drop-down menu and set it to samples, like shown in this image. Okay, well, there's samples. This is so, it's like impossible to follow along because it's like the program that I'm writing is just so much more recent than the one that they're using. Now make sure that you have, so like, okay, trim audio outside of section, trim audio, silence audio selection, multi-tool, enable looping. Maybe I'm doing that wrong. What if we do something like this? We zoom out, have you go all the way to there. And then if we say tracks, add new label track. Import, export new, cloud, generate effect, analyze. Let's see here. Okay, what are these called? They're the tracks, the label track. What if we pull this up, say, actually, I'm just going to go back a page over here. Tried to use Audacity loop start metadata on Google search and found this thread. What if we do this? We do Audacity create loop point metadata. Create loop point metadata in Audacity. You'll need to manually add custom fields like loop start and loop length in the metadata, as Audacity doesn't natively support loop point metadata for export. Okay. So it says to go to edit metadata. Okay. Let's see. Alternatively, the metadata editor might appear when you try to export your selection. Okay. Use custom fields. Add a custom field. Okay. Add loop start. Then beginning sample number or time in seconds where the loop should start. Ooh, okay. And then we've got loop length. And the ending sample number in time in seconds. And then the ending sample number. Okay. So we zoom in here. So we've got basically, we're going from here. So 390, 101. Okay. Edit metadata. Value is going to be, I guess, 390. A comma 101. Maybe just to be safe, we're going to do 000, comma 390, comma 101. Okay. And then loop length. And then the ending sample number or time in seconds. Okay, so the ending sample number would be this guy right over here. So we do edit metadata. you're going to be 002, comma 405, comma 740. Well, export your audio file as a WAV file. Test the loop points in the application or game that will use the audio. All right, well, let's do export audio. Export as browse into Lemonade audio background music. We're gonna call this main menu music MP3. Export. Let's actually do this. We're gonna do main music loop. Loop. Just to make sure it's actually working. And then let's also do export as a OGG Vorbis. Export. Cool. Now, if we come over here to RPG Maker, should be able to come over to the audio manager. Got main menu music, not main menu music loop. Export. Audio background music. Okay, we're going to try closing the editor and just see what happens. It's in there. The music's there. RPG Maker does sometimes have a hard time when you're importing things. Main menu music. Okay. Audio, background music. That's weird. Okay, let's come over here. Export audio. Main menu music loop. There we go. And export. There we go. So RPG Maker requires you do have it in MP3 and OGG for I think OGG is for mobile. So okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Doesn't play at all. Okay, well, it's playing in media player. Let's try closing it again, maybe. Based off of metadata. Yeah, it doesn't do that at all. That's fine. Let's take a look at the metadata. Nope, over here. Audacity. Let's export audio. Edit metadata. Yeah. Loop start. Loop length. I'm very confused. I'm very confusion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Export labels. Export audio. Don't worry about that. Entire project. Got the metadata in there. Loop start, the loop length. Well, this might be a failed attempt. Yeah, because it's edit metadata, add loop start and loop length, and then the beginning sample number, which the sample should be down here, which is the, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need the commas?
And Control V.
All right, this is a older video, but we'll give it a try, give it a shot, see what happens. Everybody ready for some ads?
And Control V.
Oh my gosh, there's no ads.
So Control C, Control V, and now we can see both go to 0. All right, and now we just need to join this cut or splice, and we're done. We can delete the bottom mix, and this will be the looping part. So I'm going to select that, make sure that the other ones are still muted, go to File, Export Selected Audio, and this one will be called Loop. And now I'm going to go a few steps back, Control Z, until I did not delete this right here. And here I will just use this part until the very end to have the end piece.
I don't think it's going to be anything what we actually need.
Yep, it starts at 0. And now go to File, Export Selected Audio, and this will be Orchestra Loop End. Here are the files. Let's drag them in. All right, so we have the start file, then we have the loop, which I'm going to Control X. Oh boy, select. Now we can listen to the result. It starts smooth as we want it, and then the next one will be the same. Create an endlessly looping track by using this, for example. Make sure you use WAV or use OGG Vorbis. I'll just convert it real quick. So OGG Vorbis over here, if you zoom in on the end, still looks fine. But if you use MP3, that will screw you over. Let's move it in here. Keep both so we can compare. Zoom in at the very end. See what it did there? It changed the file, and if we jump to the beginning, where did that come from? So MP3 files add beginnings and ends, very creepy. Do not use MP3, use WAV, FLAC, OGG Vorbis, don't use MP3. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next video.
Okay, so that is not anything that we needed at all. All right, well, yeah, I think we might just have to say, you know what, that's where we're at. It's what we got. We will just have to figure something else out for the looping. So, yeah. Because RPG Maker, that, like, honestly, that's the biggest issue. Is RPG Maker is just forgot I need to RPG Maker is the biggest issue here. It just does not do well with things like audio and audio looping and all that fun stuff. So yeah, anyway, all right, so let's forget all of this stuff. It was an attempt. We attempted, we tried, we failed. That's okay. We learned something. We learned something. What it is we learned, I don't know. Now here is an option we could have. We could just get rid of this intro section. And so basically the idea would be we could even try and just like manually So basically the idea would be we could manually, so we could export this beginning and then have it loop from there. Maybe that's what we do. We'll give that a try. So here we go. We're going to deliver audio only. export this as, let's get rid of all of these. Excuse me. We don't need those anymore. Okay. We're going to call this one main menu intro. Then if we come over here and we get rid of you, we will then export this. Oh my gosh. I am so stupid. We're going to add this to the render queue, render it, and then we're going to come back over here, get rid of that, deliver. We're going to call this one main menu loop, and we will add this one to the render queue and render it out. There we go. All right. So if we close that, and if we come back over into Audacity, because we're going to do that again, so we can export as an OGG file. OGG file. Take me to the freaking thing. Thank you. Audio, background music. So we've got the main menu music. Okay, so that's the one where we tried to export the metadata. Did not work. What currently has that file open still? Audacity shouldn't. RPG Maker shouldn't. That doesn't. Huh? That makes no sense, but okay. All right. So let's do the main menu intro. So let's put this into here, and we will export this as an OGG. Save. Is that? Over here, we'll do main menu loop. Oh my gosh. I just realized they're saved as main menu loop.mp3.wave. I'm so special. I'm so special. Oh, here we go. Dr. Evil 69L says, which Linux OS do you use? I use the Windows 11 distro of Ubuntu. It's pretty great stuff. Highly recommend it. No, I definitely not a Linux user at all. As you can tell by the fact that I somehow did not realize what I was exporting here, should tell you all sorts of things that I am not a Linux user. But I'm going to say thank you for assuming. Unless you were teasing, I guess I will also say thank you for at least being here and chatting. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. So what do we need? Okay, well, these are wave files, so let's just leave those as waves. We've got oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. We at least have one OGG file. So there's that at least. Let's come over here. So we need, let's see here. Dr. Evil 69 says, I don't use Windows 11, still on Windows 10. That is why. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I regret almost every day upgrading to Windows 11. So stay on Windows 10 as long as you possibly can. When they eventually drop security patches for Windows 10, then I would recommend switching to Windows 11. There are just still so many bugs. The fact that Windows has been around for so long and they still have so many basic bugs, it kills me. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I would highly recommend sticking with Windows 10 for as long as possible. Hopefully it will be less buggy. I don't know why it still is after all these years of being out, but you know, it happens. Somehow the windows look Linux alike and the taskbar is not showing. Oh yeah. So I'm only sharing a portion of my screen. I'm not showing the whole screen. So I do have my taskbar down at the bottom. But yeah, so that's why it does look a little bit weird. So I can 100% understand why you would assume that it was some kind of like Linux distro or something like that. But yeah, so it is Windows 11. But it is very buggy still for some reason. I do not know why. I feel like I probably just need to like reinstall everything on my computer so I can, you know, get rid of hopefully all the bugs. Maybe. We will see. I always stay on old systems for exactly that reason. Yeah, I was tricked into believing that it was ready to go. I I was like, you know what? It sounds like Windows 11 should be absolutely fantastic. Here we go. And so I did it, and it's, yeah, regret it every day. Regret it. Right now on Mac 12 Monterey. It was a good one. It was a good build. I like it. Okay, so we have the main menu intro as an OGG or an OGG for all you people out there who don't like it pronounced OGG. On Mac, it is even worse. They have like one new version per year. That's a good point. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, with Windows, I mean, they have like their larger builds that they push out, but they stay on like the same general platform for quite a while before they finally are like, let's scrap everything. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, with Mac, they definitely do. Every year they've got their big new build. They're like, here's everything new. Here's everything big, bright, and beautiful. And yeah, there's definitely been, as someone who works in the world of IT, I have had my own fair share of struggles with people being like, the new version of Mac OS is out. Let's download it. And then they just have so many issues and they're like, hey, we need help. And I'm just like, well, maybe don't download the newest operating system day one that it launches. Maybe give them a week or two, work out some bugs, and then see what happens. So the main menu intro, and now we need to export this as an MP3. I don't know how I did that on accident, but I did. So here we go. Let's open that up. We're going to export audio. It's okay. I'm just dying. Switch this over to MP3. Export. Go. Fantastic. We now have main menu, intro, both OGG and MP3. Now we need the main menu loop. So I think we can delete this wave file because we don't need wave. So let's come over here to the main menu loop. Of course. Close that. No. Back over here. Main menu loop. Go. Gosh, here we go. Let's export audio to MP3. Main menu loop. Export. And one more time. Export audio as OGG. Export. Cool. Now we can close that. No. Close. All right. So we have main menu music. We don't need that anymore. Do I have it open somewhere though? Hey, let me. All right. So we got main menu loop. Wave. Main menu loop MP3. Main menu intro OGG and main menu intro MP3. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's get rid of the wave. Ooh. All right, there we go. Fantastic. We are good to go. We are good to go. A week is not enough. 6 months at least. That is honestly probably best. A week is better than nothing. But yeah, a few months, especially if you are in a business setting, few months at least, 100%. Sounds like someone just should take their own advice. Cough, cough. I know. I should have. Well, here's the thing. With the Windows 11, it's been out for like, what, 4 years now or something like that? 4 or 5 years? And so I'm like, it should have been ready by now, right? Right, that's what I assumed. That's what I assumed, that it would be ready by now. Apparently it's not. Apparently it is not. Hey, there we go. Now it's actually playing the music. We got intro. It's a little. So, what do we need to do? Here's what we need to do. First stream rule, do not question the streamer. Well, Loki's been around for a little while, so he can question me all he wants. 100%. We all have updated to some version of software before, I guess that was buggy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's, we all... Anyone who tries to claim that they haven't upgraded to software without checking to see if it's not super buggy, they're lying to you. Also, Cool Man Chill 69 is back-ish. Well, welcome back-ish. Full welcome, but acknowledging you're back-ish. Look says, Dano, been on Linux for the last 5. Oh, well, that's a good amount of time. I don't know. I've tried Linux off and on, and it's... I don't struggle with it. I don't know. I just feel very much, I feel more home with Windows. So that's why I stick with it anyway. Cool Man Chill69 says, nice music. Well, you can thank our very own near and dear Axel Benedict over on YouTube, because Axel is the one that put all this music together for the game, so absolutely fantastic work there. Zach says, my problem with Windows is performance issues. I'm not fortunate enough to be certain that my specs can handle Windows 11 with the same amount of speed and performance as Windows 10. Yeah, that's fair. It can be a little bit of a burden on some systems, that's for sure. Just because it's supported doesn't mean it'll support it well. That's true. That is true. Just because on the box they're like, 100%, you can use this. Not all the time. Not all the time. All right. So now we just need to get what is the length of the intro? The exact length. The absolute exact length. Let's actually, I know we already closed it. Let's pull up DaVinci Resolve again, because this will tell us exactly how long the track is. So if we do Untitled Project, and we grab the main menu loop, let's do that. Main menu loop, MP3, no, not the loop, the intro, MP3. It's also, I know it doesn't sound as loud for you guys, but that's because I was turning it down in OBS and not in RPG Maker, so it was very loud for me, and I feel like I was shouting because it was a bit louder than. All right, so let's see over here. We've got this at exactly 8.919 seconds. However you would factor that. It's not 8.19 seconds, because this is oh, that's 24 frames. Oh, geez. All right, well, let's all right. Just need to do a little bit of math for that one. So that's almost 9 seconds. What would that be? So that would be 60 divided by 24. Nope. 24 divided by 60. 0.4 seconds. Okay, so we're looking at 8.4 seconds. That doesn't sound right. 8.4 seconds? No, it's not. It's 24, that would be another second. Okay, so I did do it right the first time then. Wait. No. It's 19 divided by 24. 24 divided by 19. What the freak am I doing with my life? Okay, so it's 0.8 seconds. 0.79 seconds. Yeah, 0.79 seconds. So 8.79 seconds. So, what would that be? So that would be 1 divided by 0.79 divided by, what would that be? Like 8. You know what? We're just going to do this. Don't save. In here, we're going to say in the very beginning, what is a script call for that? Let's open this up and say RPG Maker script call list. And we're going to say BGM. And let's do script. Say audio manager, play background music. Name is main menu intro. Volume is going to be based on the game. Let's see, let's close that. Based on game variables dot value. Variable again. 143. 143. Pitch will be 100. Okay, so it starts playing that song. And when it switches over there, we're then going to say start playing background music. loop. Oop, there we go. Loki says, I started out dual booting and then slowly just switched to just Linux. It is, I mean, depending on the distro, there are some extremely competent versions of Linux out there. and it, you know, also depends on what you're planning on doing. So if you're doing a lot of gaming, I know there's a lot of distros out there with it have a lot more driver support and stuff like that for gaming. So, you know, it's kind of just depends on what you want to be doing. But yeah, I'm sure that if I actually started switching, it wouldn't be too bad. So, you know, but I am jealous of people that actually are able to just be on Linux, because I'm just like, I feel like it would just be a lot easier in my life, but oh well, such is life, such is life. All right, so let's see how this goes. That's what I was worried about. Okay, so we need to not wait quite as long. So maybe if we have this before that image, or before that, wait. Not horrible. Yeah, not awful. Almost wonder, does it need like an extra half a second? Wait for 30 frames. No. 50 frames. Okay. So going up is not good. What if we go down to like 15 frames? There's like a little bit of a hiccup there, and I just want to make sure we avoid that hiccup as much as possible for it to. Yeah, I think I'm only really noticing it as much as I am because I'm specifically listening for it. I think it'll be good. Yeah, then it'll just loop this whole time. Yeah, let's see if we can hear the loop. Yeah, I did not even notice that loop. Well, there we go. Fantastic. We've got the looping menu music. Whew. All right, it took longer than it should have, but that's because we were doing some experimental stuff and it turned out to not work correctly. So we're good to go now. Just be like, no, yes. Okay, so we'll have this loop while it's doing the whole intro thing. That's one down. Yeah, that is one down. And that is just music. We also need to do sound effects. Okay, so here's the plan then, is we're gonna do... Let's get one more looping song. one more looping song. And then and then we'll see what happens. We'll see where we're at on time. Okay, so that was that. So let's come in here. We're going to say, do. So if we pull this over here so I can see it. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then I think we're going to need, excuse me, we're going to need DaVinci again. Because why not? This time we're going to do new project. And I'm going to make sure that we edit the timeline before we actually start this whole thing. We're going to set this to 60 frames a second. That way it's easier for me to, you know, keep in my mind what we've actually got going on. All right, so what do we got here? So that was this one? Yeah, so that was May Lemonade Rain. I think we're going to do this song next. And to do this, we need to find a good looping point. So let's turn this up. I think we're going to start here. Just ignore the weird DaVinci Resolve thing. I don't know if that's... I don't think that's going to be quite right. It's not bad, but it's not great. It gets the job done. The problem is with the reverb, you know, it's as it goes throughout the song, because like it starts out here and there's not a whole lot going on in the background, you know, but then when you come deeper into the song, you get a bit more reverb going on. I guess it's not that bad, honestly. Yeah, that's not that bad, actually. All right, there we go. Delete that. We will deliver this as audio only. Audio E3. Excuse me. Add to render queue, and we're going to render this as Lemonade on Main Street. Audio, background music. Song 1. There we go. Song 1. Save. And render. And let's open up Audacity again. Axel says, if you want a new victory theme, I can probably find an old track. I think we should be all right, because the idea is that like I want it to go from day to day pretty seamlessly. So the idea is I will have, so basically I'll have these 4 songs that, or 3 songs, I guess, that will loop. And so with every new day, it will start fading out one song and it'll fade in another. And then as that day ends, before you start the new day, it'll fade out that song and then start fading in another. And then it'll go back to song number 1. So I think we should be okay. I think so anyway. Loki says, I keep going back and forth about doing my gaming rig as SteamOS. That would be really cool. Honestly, SteamOS is absolutely fantastic. I would not be surprised if in a couple of years, it's just a lot of people are using that as like their primary gaming OS. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It's super good. The audacity of this guy. I know, right? This guy. His audacity. Okay. Coming here, we're going to export audio as OGG and export. Okay, we're also going to, we're going to copy these songs. So you've got background music, and then you have background sounds. So in RPG Maker, you can only have one song playing at a time, but they have background sounds as well, which are usually dedicated to having like the sound of wind or fire or a cave. So like have, water dropping and stuff like that. So what you can do is if you are trying to have audio tracks that kind of like one is fading out while the other's fading in, you can use the background sounds and background music. So as it's fading out the background music, you can then fade in the background sound, and it kind of makes it seem like it's switching between the two. And yeah, it's not an ideal way to do it, but it's a way to do it. So, okay, so if we come back over here to RPG Maker, and let's do the audio, should be able to do background sound song 1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're also going to need, because RPG Maker does not allow for fading in audio. Annoyingly, I don't know why they removed that and why they've never added it back in. So what you can do, so there is a command to fade out background music, but you can't fade in background music. But we do have plugins. If I come over here and I do, I think it'd be called Fader. I have a script already, but I can always just find another one. But I'm pretty sure it's something called Fader. Not to be confused with Vader. Fader. RPG Maker MV Audio Fader script. Fading in background music. Do. Wait. What? This person's saying that you can just use a script call called audiomanager.fadeinbgm. Hey, that's a good sign. I think that was a loop somewhere around there, and I didn't even notice it, so... Okay, let's do this then. Let's give that a try. So here's what we're gonna do. So he's saying, if it's, you literally just do this. Audio fader, fade in background music. What if we just say like 60? I don't know how that's going to work here though. I don't know if it's supposed to be before or after. Okay, that obviously is not how it's supposed to be. So let's cut that, delete, end, view. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so that's not in frames, this is in seconds. So if we say 1 second, maybe 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. Save. Ah. Well, there we go. You can actually fade in audio with RPG Maker using good old JavaScript. Screw you, JavaScript. Screw you. But thank you, JavaScript. Thank you. That is all I gotta say. Screw you, but thank you, JavaScript. You are the worst, best thing that has ever happened to me. Okay, so. Autumn__ says, I'm 66% of the way there, Moon Boy. You're making too much progress. I think I'm gonna have to go in there and up the price to like 25K. I just start pushing the goal back. That'd be cruel but hilarious. I think it'd be hilarious. I know you probably wouldn't think so, but I think it'd be hilarious. You're at 6,668 points. That is insane. Jeez. I like it, but that's crazy. That is crazy. All right, so what do we need to do then? We need to fade out, fade in. Yes. So how are we going to do this? We're going to do this like this. Let's copy this, and then over here on New Game. So I think right here. Yeah, because then it'll just turn on A. Yeah. So I think if we just put this right here, and we say you're going to play background sound song 1. I think it should be basically the exact same thing. You just replace the M with the S. Background sound. Name. Main menu intro, but this is going to be called song 1. Song 1. Volume is going to be equal to the variable 143. Pitch 100, sure, whatever. We'll do that. And then we want to say is fade out background music over the course of 2 seconds. Autumn__ says, I think it would be cruel and hilarious. Well, there we go. As long as you think it'd be funny. Loki says, I'll pay 10K to double the cost. Well, there we go. We've got ourselves a little war going on here. 10K to double the cost, huh? That's tempting. That's tempting. That would be hilarious. Okay, I don't think we're actually going to have it fade in this beginning song, but it's good to know that it can do it. So, now if we do New Game. Crap. Forgot. We need to get rid of the save game file. Because we only set it to do that on the first one. Okay, so we do New Game. Okay. Well, it kind of gives you the rough idea of what we're going for. But maybe not over the course of 3. Maybe we do it over the course of like 3 seconds. Maybe that'll feel a little less jarring. Maybe 4 seconds. We also don't want it to actually fade here. We do not want that. What we want to do is over here, right as you're about to start, this is where it's going to actually do it. Ish. Just going to paste that right there. Fantastic. I think we can get rid of the fade in here. We don't need that. Let's just get rid of that. There we go. Probably turn this up so you can hear a little bit better of what the sound sounds like. I think that's just a little bit too much time. Let's reduce that back down to 3 seconds. 3 seconds, 3 seconds. Cool. All right. So after that, I just want to come in here and just check and see. So 6:59. Wait, it didn't save the game? Oh, that's right. It saves the game at the start. That's right. That's right. The start of the new day. That's true. Loki says, if you want to have a look-see at the creative corner, I have put in some work on the arcade entrance. Ooh, let's take a look. Let's take a look-see. On over here. Pull this up. Creative corner. Hey. All right, so here we were at 9:08 p.m. Just gonna... Of course, it full screens to this. All right, so you can see half of what's going on. Maybe it'll be better just in a smaller window. That's looking really good. And then, just now. That looks fantastic. Like the little, the entrance, little pylon things you got here. I like it, Loki. This is looking super great. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Very, very nice. I like the vibe. It's a very cozy vibe in there. Okay, so I just want to double check and make sure with the sound. It did feel a little bit jarring when the day was ending right as the song was fading in. So we're just going to check that fade in really quick, make sure it's not too bad. So new game. Yada, yada, yada. Ooh. There you go. Forgot to turn back up the volume. Yeah. Lemonade on Main Street. Okay, there we go. The music will play. Awesome stuff. Now, here's what we gotta do. We need a way to make sure that it is changing the music each time in a different way. And what I mean by that is we come in here and we do background music. I think we're actually going to, oh man, stomach itches. I think we're going to utilize the main menu loop again. So if we do song 2, that way, what we can do, if we come over here, we're just going to say, so it plays the music, yada, 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 and then on the post-day screen, when it's going into the new day, crap, I forgot to, I just need to, not going to write out that whole thing again. There we go. You and you. So let's do, you know, let's actually do this. I need to change it here. So we're going to say control variables, set BGM track number. Sure. Set it to 1. Okay. Say play song plus game variables dot value 145. Okay. So then what we can do is say over here to the post day screen, new day. So before it does all of this stuff, let's just do here. And we're going to say conditional branch if track number is, so if 145. So if game variables dot value, value 145 is equal to, you're equal to 1 or you're equal to 3. Okay, so if you're equal to 1, that means you are playing the background sound already. Because I basically, the thing that we need to do is we have to switch back and forth between background music and background sound. Because that's what's going to be playing the different tracks. So we just need to say you are equal to 1, which means you are already playing this song, the background sound. Then you just need to say and when you say conditional branch, if the variable 145 is equal to 1, wait. Okay. Come on, brain. Let's think about how this is going to be. So it is currently playing song 1, which means it is equal to 1. So we need to move to song 2. Yes. So then we need to say if you are equal to song background music track 1, then we need to say add 1 to it. And then don't play background sound. We need to play background music. Song plus 45. And then fade in background music 3. And then we need to fade out background sound over the course of 3 seconds. Yes. And then jump to label playing music. And then down here, this is label playing music. Fantastic. Okay. And then if you are not equal to 1, then we need to say if you are equal to 2, add +1 to there. So then you're going to play song number 3. Then you are going to say fade out background. Your background sound. That means you need to fade out background music over the course of 3 seconds. And then jump there. So then you, if you are equal to 3, do this exact same thing. That's all correct. Yes. Actually, I don't need to worry about that. So it'll be the exact same here anyway. So we don't need to do any of that. We just need to say add 1 to the track number, play it, fade in the background music, fade out the background sound. And then if you are equal to 2, then you play background sound, fade in background sound, fade out background music. But if you are equal to 4, then you are going to set this to equal 1. Yes. And then play the song, fade it out, and then jump to play music. So if you're equal to 1, it does this, cancels it. If you're equal to 2, it does this, sets it to 3. If you're equal to 3, add 1, sets it to 4. If you're equal to 4, set it to 1, jump down. That doesn't make sense. No. No. Okay. So you need to do this stuff before you change the variable. Okay. So if you are equal to 1, which means you are already playing a song, track 1. Oh, that doesn't make any sense though, because if you're already playing track 1, this is going to tell it to start playing track 1, and then it adds to it. Okay, so then at that point, we just need to say, so if you're equal to 1, add to it, start playing 2. If you're equal to 2, add to it, start playing 3. If you're equal to 3, add to it, and start playing 4. If you're equal to 4, set it to 1 and start playing it. Okay. I think I'm overthinking it, but I think this should be correct. Whew. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, just to see what happens, We're going to open up Audacity, close that, let's open up, oh geez, I'm dying, I'm going to die. Let's open up over here, and we're going to say, I think it's these two that I've already started using. Oh my goodness! Wait.
Welcome Lavos 251 and your one amazing audience members.
Welcome. Glad you're here. Hello. Lavos 251, welcome. Glad you're here. Also, welcome Roiku. Glad you're here. Holy smokes. Sorry, I am getting really out of it. I was like, what is even happening with my life? And the one amazing audience member, absolutely fantastic and awesome audience member. Well, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Lavis, welcome. Glad you could be here. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Also, Roiku, glad you're here. Welcome. Let's see here. Yes, just did that. Wait, we should Gamba? I don't know what that means. At Moonwood Games is his first raid ever. Oh, for Lavis? Well, glad you're here. Absolutely fantastic to have you here. So I'm gonna try and raid tonight as well once the stream is ending. And every time I'd ever tried to raid before, I've never been able to get through. Like I don't know enough about it. So but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've been raided before and had like 14 people show up, and I was so confused. Yeah, that was the first time that I ever was raided as well. I had no idea what was going on, very confused, and but it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. So I appreciate you raiding. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm like reading the chat while I'm talking, so I know that it's weird that I'm not looking at the camera. But yeah, my chat is off over to the side. Let's see here. Also just reached 10%. Very nice, very nice. See, look at that. You're gaining your mana ever so slowly, but you're gonna get there. You are going to get there. Well, Lavos and Roiku, just to give you a quick idea of what's going on here. Part of a game jam right now, making a lemonade stand simulator. So nothing too crazy. I've maybe taken it a little bit further than it should have. But anyway, yeah, so general idea is, yeah, you've got your lemonade stand. We're working on the main menu right now. Well, we're working on the music right now, but we just implemented most of the main menu. So yeah, so we do new game. General idea is it's the year 2007 and you've just graduated high school. And you are now just accepted to your university that you've been dreaming of going to your whole life. And so they list out all of the... Oh my goodness.
Thanks for the follow, Lavos 251.
Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Nothing too crazy and has a really polished intro and menu that seems like a commercial game. I maybe spend a little bit too much time on certain details, so, you know. Oh my
Thanks
goodness,
for the
Royku.
follow, Royku.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Woo! 70 out of 70. Absolutely fantastic. I have my goal wrong listed on the screen, so that's my bad. But yeah, so how long is the jam? So it's a month long. It goes until the 17th of this month. Let me pull that up really quick. Turn that down a little bit. I'm gonna change that. So yeah, so it's the RPG Maker 2025 Game Jam. So yes, we got 13 days left, so it goes till the 19th. The plan, the goal is to have it be finished. Like, this was gonna be the last stream that I'm doing this specific Game Jam. Outside of this Game Jam, it's just kind of been like a couple week, I don't know, breather from the other project that I've been working on, which is like a roguelite
Thanks
dungeon
for
crawler.
the follow, Cool
Oh my
Manchill
goodness.
69.
Cool Man Chill 69. This is crazy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, so the other game that I'm developing is like a roguelite dungeon crawling RPG type thing. Thank you so much. We hit our follower goal of 70. Fantastic. I wanted to hear it again. Well, if you wanted to hear it again, you should have just asked. I could have played it again.
Thanks for the follow, Cool
Anyway.
Manchill 69.
Yeah, so it's a super simple game jam, and yeah, it's... I think I lost my train of thought. So anyway, we will jump back over to here. So yeah, so you're accepted in. Your goal is to spend the summer selling lemonade to try and make enough money to pay for your tuition. And the idea is, so basically, if I pull this back up over here, the theme for the game jam is beyond expectations. And so for some reason, my mind went to lemonade stand, and the beyond expectations aspect is you are trying to not like prove your mom wrong, but basically your mom is not a great person. And she has no faith or confidence in you that you can make enough money to be able to pay for your tuition. And so, yeah, so you are super excited. You got into the university. She's like, well, how are you going to pay for it? And you're like, I'm going to run a lemonade stand. And she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. If you can make enough money running a lemonade stand in the summer to pay for tuition, like, that will go absolutely beyond my expectations. So, yeah. It's how I'm sticking with the theme. And yeah, so rocky relationship with your mother, but you're planning on making money with the lemonade stand on Main Street. So anyway, yeah, and then the day starts going, and you're just kind of running this lemonade stand, and people come up, they'll place their orders, and just kind of a B. Yeah, we had kind of gone over that earlier. But anyway, yeah, so people will come up, they'll place their orders, and they'll be like, hey, I want this specific kind of lemonade. So you like pick the size, pick the flavor they've asked. So limes for this specific person. I don't have enough lime, so I'm just gonna do regular lemonade. They want it super cold, but not sweet, so no sugar and extra ice. And then you can set the price. So you just be like, I don't know, $4 or $3.84, sure. And I did miss one thing, but the discount makes up for it. There we go. And they leave, and hey, this next person wants lemonade. So Anyway, that is a general idea. Really nothing that crazy. We'll just make a cherry lemonade really quick. Super sweet, super cold, absolutely fantastic. Go. And order up. Really good, definitely worth the price. And then at the end of the day, it will tally up everything, so all the money you've made versus how much you spent on your supplies. And yeah, and then you gotta keep track of your fruits, make sure they're not expiring too soon. Your ice melts at the end of every day. Excuse me. Ooh. And then, you know, you gotta buy all your supplies and your fruits and your add-ins and stuff like that, and then it'll let you know what the temperature is gonna be like the next day, and start the next day and do it all over again. Anyway, so that's kind of the general idea. General idea there is all of that fun stuff. Oh boy. All right. Well, I feel like I missed so many chats. Holy smokes. What do we got going on here? One more follow to go for the goal. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Only follow to fill up to 70 out of 70. I haven't decided if this stream's good yet. That's fair. That's fair. Well, hopefully a few minutes later, you've decided now. Wanted to hear it again. Oh, now the goal thing is bleeping every time someone follows or doesn't. That's true. Yeah, it's I'll need to up the goal so that if someone unfollows and refollows, it doesn't do that again. Let's see. I unfollowed and refollowed again. That's true. It did. Mood Games. You're making this an RPG Maker. Doesn't look like it. I appreciate that. That is kind of my goal, is to have it not look like an RPG Maker game. It's kind of, I don't know. I guess that's my thing. I don't know. I like to make games in RPG Maker that when you look at them, you're like, that's not RPG Maker. I don't know. I get a kick out of it. I think it's fun. I think it's a good time. A duck comes up to the lemonade stand. It's funny. Funny you should mention that, actually. Oh my gosh, what is your name? Ropit Pattinson? I like it. Funny you should mention that, because in our list of things to do over here, we've got add grape duck. So it's going to be in there. It's going to be a fun little Easter egg. Little duck comes up to the lemonade stand. The animations are way cool for a jam already. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. I probably spend way too much time focusing on the polish of it too soon, but the way I do, so it's the way I go. Lava says, do not ask for change and target construction workers. Let's see. Loki, heading out. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, Loki. Man, I am so sorry about my trailing off cough. Hopefully, on the next stream, the cough will be completely gone. It's not great. But anyway, thank you so much for being here, Loki. I appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you hopefully on Tuesday for the next stream. Hey, Pam, got any grapes? Exactly. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. And let's see, Cool Man Chill. I just wanted to hear it again. That's fair. May I ask to hear it again? You want to hear it again? We can play it again. Wait, the you following this one?
Thanks for the follow, Cool Manchill 69.
That's the one. Roiku says, I'm using Game Maker, but I like to make it look like it's made in RPG Maker. Reverse. Well, there we go. I like it though. Game Maker's a good one. We got a couple people in the community as well that are also using Game Maker. So you're in good company. And then slap a Unity splash screen on it and give it a Godot color scheme and people are properly confused. That would be extremely confusing. Very much so. The other one, but I still like that one. Oh, the whole reaching the goal thing. Woo! We reached our goal of 70. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Okay, cool. Well, yes. Lavas, I appreciate the raid. I feel like I am being very absent-minded with this. It is getting a little bit close to the end of the stream, unfortunately. So for Roiku, also I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Roiku. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I apologize that it's just about over, but we are going to experiment with trying to raid at the end of this stream. So I I don't want you to feel like you're being passed around, but it will be ending soon. So I was falling asleep in my stream and making mistakes. Yeah, it happens, and it's kind of crazy how that can get to the point where it's like, I know that I've got people watching me. I'm like sitting here talking, chatting, usually have music playing. The music's been a little bit off this stream just because, we've been adding music to the game. But yeah, it's weird to have all that stuff going on and yet you'll still kind of be falling asleep. So it happens. Let's pull this up really quick. All right. Cool man Chill says, sad, but I will still get 250 points. That's true. You will get a few more points, which will be good. That will be good. Sounds like my awake state. Yeah. Who are we rating? I don't know yet. I may need to search through and see. I think there's actually a spot where I can go that it actually lists off like people that I can raid. So I probably need to do that instead of just doing /raid. But I don't know. We'll figure that out. I may actually. So we made the game save, so that's good to go. Make the main menu. That is technically working minus the credits. And then end of game functionality. Well, we have gotten the music added, so that's good. We did get through that. We still need to get the other 2 tracks. We've got 4 songs total for the game. Special thanks to Axel over on YouTube. So thank you, Axel. Appreciate that. So I do need to get the looping working for the other 2, but then it's just a matter of just throwing them in there and then they'll be good to go and they'll loop through. So that should be good for the music. So at that point, it's just getting the sound effects for like the people, the vehicles, the UI, and all that fun stuff. So I think that will probably be the stuff that I do off stream, and then I will be posting a link to the game in Discord. So if anyone wants to test play it, see if there's any bugs that we need to work out before actually submitting it, that should be coming probably in the next couple days. But that does mean that on Tuesday we'll be back to our regularly scheduled Tomb of Versilius. Should be good. I'm excited to get back. Actually, there's a bit on the story front that I have been thinking about and some changes, so it should be a good time. I hope. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. So I think we're probably gonna call it there. I mean, we could. No, there's not enough time to make another song loop. Yeah, so I think we're probably going to call it there. But I would say, so we didn't quite get that one done, but the main menu, we did get, oh yeah, we did. So this is where I was kind of thinking we would have continue, options, credits, quit game. We ended up getting rid of options because it's just like, well, there's not really any options, so we didn't need that. So we've got new game, continue game, and then the credits. So we basically have everything but the credits done. So as far as functionality goes, it's basically, it's good to go. So I'm going to mark that off. So we got a decent amount done on day 7. I will say that. So really it's just the getting the actual end of the game functionality. So like what happens when you win? Well, it's kind of, we need to get the win and the lose state. Like what's going to happen there? The lose state should be pretty easy. The lose state is basically if your lemonade stand popularity drops to 0, or if you run out of money and you can't purchase any more products, then it'll basically just pop up the phone, like in the very beginning in like that intro scene, it'll pop up the phone and it'll just be you being like, hey, such and such happened, whether it was my lemonade stand just is not very popular, I'm not getting many orders, or I have no more money. Or I guess it could also be if you haven't earned enough money by September 1st, then it's just, hey, this happened, and then your mom will just be like, told you, you should have just gone out and got a regular job. And yeah. And then of course the win state, which will, you know, be the opposite of that, of like, look at that, I did it in your face. Yeah, that's that should be all we need to add at this point. So that'll be something that I'll probably be able to add tomorrow/Tuesday. So again, this is gonna be the last stream of this game dev. Then we're gonna be back to Tomb of Versilius. Should be a good time. And then you'll be able to see all the extra things that I've added once you actually have a link to test play the game. Yeah, should be a grand old time. Should be. Anyway, okay, so we're going to call it there. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. It's been absolutely fantastic. Now, let's see if we can figure out how to raid. So, I know that well... All right, let's see. I know that I found a spot to raid. Actually, for YouTube, I'm going to say farewell to YouTube because I can't raid on YouTube. So I'm not going to make everyone on YouTube sit here and go through all of this. So I'm just going to say, YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Axel, Gaming Owl, Zach, Jesse, you are all absolutely fantastic. I feel like if I miss someone, I'm going to feel really terrible. So I'm just going to scroll back up. Doesn't look like I did. Wait. And Riggy, if you're still here, thank you so much. And anyone else who's watching but not chatting, totally fine, no worries at all. I appreciate you all being here, for watching, for chatting, any and everything. Absolutely fantastic and appreciate it. And then Cool Man Chill asks, just wondering, do you have the people's orders in? I have not added them yet. That is another one that is absolutely fantastic. Add orders. I do need to do that. That one's going to be a more tedious process / easy enough for me to do on my own, so shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I'm going to get all those added and then probably add some more as well. So anyway, yes, so YouTube, everyone over there, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that. And then everyone here on Twitch, we are going to go find someone to raid. So let's do that. So farewell, YouTube. Goodbye.